Good Sunday morning to all Raider Nation and football fans. This is the Sunday morning Pillaging show with me, Chris4Raiders. Jason, Raider Nation Jason will be here shortly. He's working with Amara, putting her to sleep and stuff. But anyway, we got a special show for you today. If you saw the thumbnail, we have a special guest. So without further ado, let's get this show started.
It's the Sunday morning Pillaging show. Chris4Raiders, Raider Nation, Jason, Pillaging just for Sundays. Me and Chris, we don't miss. Me and Chris don't miss. Me and Chris don't miss. When it comes to this Raider classic, we don't miss. Raider Nation, we don't miss.
Yeah, welcome back. Like I said, y'all know him. Y'all love or hate him. My man, 401 Red Jeff. What's up, brother?
I hate him.
Oh,
Dude. Hey, good morning. How you doing, brother? How you been?
I've been good. I've been feeling good, man. Helps up, everything. The health is up. I'm feeling good.
That's good.
about
Thanks,
you?
Big Luck.
How about you?
I'm doing fine, man. I'm good.
Okay. Well, let's start off with one thing we're gonna start off with. This. Getting the record straight. You all notice that me and Jeff don't do any shows together no more. It's not because I hate him, not because he hates me. We're not fighting, we're not beefing. And Jeff can explain, I can explain. We're both going different paths. We're doing different things. He's doing his own thing, and I'm doing my thing. Jeff, you want to say something about that?
Yeah, I mean, because I get asked a lot what happened to you and Chris and everything, and we just, first of all, the Friday night show would run its course. So we decided it was a mutual agreement. It wasn't like I stepped in and said, I'm killing it, or Chris said, I don't want to do it anymore. We both agreed. It was getting too chaotic on Friday nights, and we just felt like it was time. We did that for a year. That show went on for a year, so it was time to change paths. And for me, I wanted to go on Friday nights and do more of an NFL-based talk with all 32 teams involved, instead of just Raider content. So I'm trying to expand my portfolio, basically. And Chris wanted to do something a little bit different. He took a break for a little while also, too, on top of that. And, it was mutual. We both agreed. It wasn't like, I said, screw you, I don't want to do shows with you anymore, or Chris got mad at me or whatever. We just decided it was time to kill that show and trying to move on. I mean, the other shows were already going to go on hiatus anyway. Monday morning quarterback season was over. The Saturday night show, that was pretty much made to talk about the games on the, that are coming up the next day on Sunday, or talk about the game from the previous week. And, it was time for that show to end anyway. We were taking hiatuses on both of those. So at the same time, we both shifted gears. So we're good.
Yeah. Just let
I
you
mean,
know.
we still talk all the time, so it's not like we ignore each other. Chris talked to me the other day, and I gave him a bunch of tips on things to do to, help him out with his channel and everything too. So it's not like I bailed on him, so we're good.
Well, like I said, the show I did with Jason, you guys saw it. I was having a mini show, didn't realize it. And I said, let me put this to rest for right now, because I don't know if it was the stress from the show or stress from everything else in life. I couldn't sit there and have a stroke in my shed and then my wife know where I'm at. So I told Jeff, I said, Jeff, I'm done. I got to take a break. I got to go. And you saw the clip, me saying that. So like I said, it wasn't like I was mad at Jeff. I was just like, and then plus the season pissed me off too on top of that. but that wasn't the cause of the stroke, I don't think. But anyway, so just let you know, this is my man right here. What for him, I won't be here. He one got me. He set me up for YouTube. So why would I be mad at him? No reason. No reason at all. So I was gonna get that clear the air. We're not beefing. I'm sure Jeff will be on my show now and then. Maybe Jeff has brought me on the show now and then, but it's not like I hate you, man. Get off my air. No.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get off your turf in your situation.
Aha. Get off my turf. Remember that.
Like that. Let's put it this way. I wasn't going to stream to my channel today at all. I was just going to let Chris and Jason, do it on their channel. But then I brought this up to Chris just before we started. I said, how about this? And this will hopefully help you guys out. I can stream to my channel. I'll stream it just in one platform, but I'm going to do it at members only with your links in there. So if anybody wants to watch it for free, they can go to your channel or Jason's. If they're a member of mine, obviously they can stay and they can watch it. But if they want to see what I've got to say and what you've got to say and Jason, and they're not a member, they're going to go to your channel. So I'm trying to help them out by boosting their stuff too. So, if I didn't like Chris, I wouldn't have even offered that. Although I like Jason more.
If you didn't like me, you wouldn't even be on the show right now.
I like Jason more anyway, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'll do too. I like Jason more than me. Oh, yeah, he should be shortly.
So anybody that is in my channel watching, if you haven't already, make sure you get over to Chris's channel or Jason's. The link's in the description. Go over there and, show them the love, go hit them up, hit the sub, hit the notifications, give them a thumbs up on this show today. So I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we clear the air because I was getting messages, why you and Jeff not doing shows together? I'm like, I really don't want to talk about that now. But now we'll clear the air so when you guys watch it, understand this. That's my buddy over here. One thing, him, I wouldn't be here. He set me up. So we got that straightened out, clear the air. Any questions? Hit our comments, and we want some more to talk about. We can, but right now,
any questions or comments? Piss off. We're two old angry men. So
two old gummy bastards. Okay, that's enough of that. Let me get to the chat. You know how we do.
I'm sure you do, Detroit God.
Let's get to the chats. Let's get to the chats. Oh, Jack's in the building. What's up, Jack? My man.
Okay.
Let's see. Detroit Gods in here, also known as Damon Johnson. What's up? Big Luck 138. Hey, welcome to the show.
What's up, Big Luck?
And my boy P and Mark. What's up, Mark? Oh, here we go. 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 Wait a minute. Let me get it. I just lost it. I got it. Wait a minute, I got you. Give me a minute. There it is. I got you.
I think that everybody's got something different for that when people come in and scream, put the Raiders in the chat. Because if everybody had the same one, it'd be freaking boring, So
you got a new member. Jason Marshall became a member of your show.
Thank you, Jason Marshall. I appreciate that. Now make sure you guys get over to Chris's and Jason's channel though too, and if you haven't already subbed. But thanks, Jason. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So
I wasn't doing this to gain memberships. I was doing this basically to help promote them and get their channel going a little more too. Especially Chris's. Chris is right there, man. He's less than 100 away from that 500. So
yeah, I'm getting there. Okay. All right. Well, I'll give it to the Detroit guy, but you got to spell the whole Raiders out. You can't just say Raiders. Come on. Be better. I think our boy is ready to come in. Anyway, so that's it for the chat. Wait for Jason to pop in here so we can start the show. Like I said, Jeff is our special guest. I thought of it last week. I said, you know what? Jeff went to. I think I told you I talked to you a week before the draft. I want you to come in. But this ain't
What's
right.
up, Jason? What the hell hat is that? That thing's bright, dude. Looks like a safety light.
Okay, thank you.
I can't see.
What, are you working in the middle of a construction crew with that thing?
Yeah.
Stop.
This is one of Chris's favorites right
Are
here.
are you doing that community service thing for the what do they call it, the road services now?
Yeah, the highway department is working.
Yeah.
He's working for
When I
Oh.
can.
Oh well, I'm glad you finally made it.
The baby just got up again too.
Sure, blame on her baby. No,
Oh,
Hang on. You know what? I agree. I'm gonna go with what Damon just said in the chat. So there. So even though this is the hat I bought at the Hall of Dawn bought for me at the Hall of Fame, it's the draft hat. I will honor what he just said. So how's that? So there we go.
All right. So, as I said, we cleared the air. We're good.
Yeah.
Then the next order of business is this. The reason why Jeff is here because he owes me a favor. No, that's not it. Anyway, here it is.
Get a little guy.
We're going to let you go ahead and talk your talk, show your clips, and run the show. Jeff, it's on you now.
Oh, it's on me. You don't have questions or anything first? Or you're like what I thought, or you just want me to just go for it? You know me, I can fire it up.
That's why that banner's there. 4-1 Jeff's 24-6 draft expensive thoughts. That way I'm not talking about. All right, Jeff.
All right, well, basically,
the question I'm gonna ask you: was this your first time you went to any type of NFL draft or any kind of draft?
oh God, yeah. This was my first experience going to a draft. You know, at first we weren't talking about it, and then obviously once I knew we had the first pick, I was like, you know, this could be interesting. You know, there's so many different possibilities that could happen with that. You know, this was before the whole Fernando thing really took off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we had started thinking about it back at the end of December. And I looked at hotels then, and they were reasonable, but we weren't really set up yet to, you know, push the button and say, yeah, we're going to go. And by the time we finally decided, which is like late January, early February, that we were definitely going to go, the hotel prices like triple, quadruple, you know, 10 times more. You know, some of the hotels right near the draft itself, like I'm talking like across the street, were like $1,600 a night for a room. And I'm like, yeah, forget that. So we had to stay like 30 minutes out of the city. We stayed by the airport, basically. It's always cheaper by the airport, I noticed. So we stayed over by the airport, which was like about a 30-minute ride in every time. But it wasn't that bad. It was worth it for what we saved in money there. But yeah, I mean, it's a long ass ride. It was a 12-hour ride out there. Should have only been about 10 hours. So I mean, the trip was an experience driving out there. Dawn drove pretty much the whole time. She wouldn't let me drive, even though I kept asking her, I'll drive. So, but it was an experience. It definitely was. If you ever get a chance to go to a draft, if it's close by or if you're planning on traveling, do it. If you've never been, do it. You know, the old way they used to do it when it was in New York City was a little bit different. It was a smaller atmosphere. You know, you were inside an auditorium, basically. It was either at Madison Square Garden or wherever else they did it. And it was a smaller yeah, but now that they've made prime time and they've stretched it out those 3 days for like however many years they've been doing it, you're getting more and more people showing up. Like another record was broken this year, and you know, Dawn and I were part of that because we were there on Thursday night. We were part of that 306,000 people that were there. And I got a picture of it. I mean, it's the very last one, if you want to bring it up, just to show you. And this was Thursday night, just to show you how many people were actually in that stadium. It's the one that ends in 150, the JPEG. That one. That just goes to show you how many people were actually in that stadium. And this was still like an hour before the first pick was even ready to be announced. They hadn't really fully kicked it off yet. And where all that open space is, by the time we got close to the start of the first round, that was all filled in with people. I mean, it was just insane. We tried walking through that to get up underneath the canopy, and we got maybe about halfway into between the crowd there and the front of that. And I looked at her and I'm like, let's get back out of here. Let's go back to where we were. I'm not fighting this shit. No. So we stayed pretty much right where we're standing here, but up a little closer towards that draft sign because there was a big jumbotron right there, and that's where we stood for pretty much the whole first round was right there.
All right, let me get this in. Anybody else want to say Raider chat, man? Come on, do it now. Yeah, because okay, another guy came in. What's up? Welcome to the show.
No, I'm not a Southie, but I live in New England. I'm in Rhode Island. And anybody that doesn't know what a Southie is, that's a section in Boston. That's a lot of times they have a very distinct, different accent, even in the city of Boston. If you're a Southie, so
is that what Ben Affleck's from, the South or something like that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he is. And Matt Damon, I think they're all from that area. Bill Burr's from Boston too. I don't know if anybody knows him, the comedian, but he's awesome.
Yeah,
no, it was actually higher than that. It was over 800,000 in total. Yeah, the final number was like over 800 and something thousand people.
So, that's crazy. Yeah, that's a lot of people. I mean, 100,000 people is a lot. I've seen 100,000 people before, but I could imagine 800,000 or 600,000. That's crazy.
It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. I've never been in a crowd of that many. Obviously, in a crowd of that many people. I mean, I've been to football games. But again, at the most, you're talking anywhere from 60 to 80,000 fans in the stadium. That's different. That's a different experience. And again, you're experiencing your team representation and the other teams, two teams. Here, you just had fans from all over the globe, from pretty much every team possible. And I saw Jason's question, what team was out repping? It was definitely Pittsburgh. I mean, they're in Pittsburgh. I mean, you can see it here. Look at all the Pittsburgh Steelers jerseys in this photo alone.
Who came in second?
I'm not being biased, but I'll tell you what, there were a lot of Raider fans. I saw a lot of 15 jerseys with Mendoza on them, Mendoza T-shirts, Howie Longs, Art Shells, Ottos. I saw them all pretty much. I saw Bo Jackson, a couple of those. I saw Marcus Allen's, Woodson's. I mean, you name it, we saw it. Primarily, Howie Longs, if anything. Howie Longs or Mendoza's. As far as other team representation, the Jets always come strong to the draft. If you watch any of the past drafts, the Jets are always like one of the top ones, because they're nuts. They're absolutely crazy fans. They're absolutely whack jobs. They were pretty well represented. Believe it or not, Philly fans. There were a ton of Philly fans, a ton of Cleveland, but it makes sense because it's closer too. A ton of Cleveland Brown fans. I can tell you who was the least represented because I saw very, very few of them. Chargers fans, for sure. I hardly ever saw a Charger jersey or T-shirt. And New England Patriots, there were not many Patriots fans there. The most I saw at one time was on day 2 when we sat inside the stadium and watched the draft from in there. There were 3 guys sitting behind Dawn that were all Patriots fans. So that Patriot fans there weren't that many there. I'm trying to think of who else was there. There were a lot of Cardinal fans, Cowboy fans. Obviously, they're everywhere.
They're pretty much like us. We travel well. They travel well. We travel well. So they.
I will tell you this. I think if Mendoza was there on day 1, because I know a lot of people canceled their trip because he wasn't going to be there. Mm-hmm. If Mendoza would have been there, we would have without a doubt, would have been the second most represented team there. No problems.
And that's my next question. So, how did you feel once you got everything organized, the trip and all that stuff? Come to find out Mendoza won't be there. How did you feel about that?
It didn't faze me. That wasn't going to stop me from going. I you know what it is? It's not so much going there and seeing the players, because I mean you got to think about it. Your chance of getting inside that covering, you don't have that good of a chance unless you got there at 12 o'clock when they opened and you were able to finesse your way through the crowd and get up into the front. That's the only way you're getting inside that area. We didn't get there at 12 because I wasn't going to spend almost 12 hours standing up walking around all day. You know, it was 80 something degrees that day. I'm in all black. You know, I'm taking a beating from the sun. All the walking, it was just brutal. It didn't faze me. I went there for the experience. I didn't go there to see him or anybody else that got picked. You know, they're college kids. It's not like I was going there for like a Hall of Fame induction ceremony type of thing. If it's a couple of Raiders going in, that's a different thing. But this is the draft. I wanted to experience the whole being there in that moment when these kids get there. You know, they get their lives changed basically. You know, they're going from the college level to the pros, and hopefully, you know, everybody's goal is to go or finish up when their career's over after their 5 year. You know, after 5 years after, is to end up where I ended up Saturday at the Hall of Fame. That's where everybody wants to go. So you get to see these kids start their dream. You know, so that's the exciting part for me. And just being there amongst all these different fans and not just Raider fans, you know, getting to see what their customs are, get to see how they celebrate things. So I was kind of there for different reasons, you know, and that's what I liked about it. And that's where I had so much fun was I had so much fun interacting with other fans. It wasn't even funny. That was just the icing on the cake, you know.
Another picture from me. We added to the stage.
Yeah, there we go.
There it is. So there's a 10-foot tall Severe.
Yeah, he's tall, man.
You got to know. We saw him baseball last year. It'll break my neck. And then 805 there, and then Chris.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And this was Thursday night. This was night one. Paul had gotten there. 805 had gotten there on Wednesday, so I hooked up with him Wednesday night. He met us at the poker tournament we were at, and it was cool actually getting to talk to him in person rather than just be in his chat. To actually, you know, we were sitting there talking ball, you know, just having a great conversation, talking about everything in general. And, you know, it was just cool to have that interaction with him. And then when the four of us were all together, you know, it was there at the draft itself. So they all came in, and they were all already been drinking for a while. So we didn't really get a chance to have that much conversation at that point because of just the excitement and everything going on at that point. But if anybody watched my live when our pick was made, you'll see their reactions. Specifically Paul's and Chris's. Chris started yelling out, "We got a dry bologna sandwich." That's what we got when they picked Mendoza. He goes, "All we got was a dry bologna sandwich." So.
Well, we knew it was going to pick him. It
Dawn's cooking. You okay?
Well, you used to be a fireman. You should have ran up there like, yeah.
No, because I know it's not good. The detective's in a bad spot in this house. It sucks.
Jeff, do you have a fire pole in your house?
No.
Oh, damn, that'd be cool.
No.
You pull the whole slide down, you know what I mean?
We didn't even have one at the station.
Oh, damn.
Nah.
Yeah. Well, you know who's going to pick Mendoza. That was obvious. And the thing that would piss me off, not piss me off, but kind of like what difference does it make? When Mendoza said, "I'm going to stay with my family and friends at home. I'm going to celebrate with them." Because, you know, the draft is chaotic. They got that green room. You sitting back there. Well, you've been the first one picked. But he's still sitting back there. Then when it's over, I don't know where they go when it's over. But he decided to celebrate with his friends, his family, and all the support he got. And I thought that was cool. And also I noticed, were you there on day 2?
Yeah, we were.
I noticed that the green room was pretty much empty on day 2. I don't know if you saw that, but the second round, it was.
See, you got to remember what you see on TV obviously is going to be different than what we see. So what they show you on TV, even on the Jumbotrons, they're not showing us the same thing. We're seeing constant images of the crowd and all that. So again, the view you get from home is different than what you get there in person. So no, we didn't see anything. It was pretty cool that Millen carried Willie Brown. Yeah, he did that. I think he did. Was it last year? He did the same thing. Oh, pretty much every Raider play that's come out since Willie Brown has passed,
yes,
has said the same thing too in honor of Willie Brown. about
Say
the
it's
thing.
always the second
Yeah, they've always carried that torch for that, which is awesome. I love that.
Yes, that's a great tradition that we have.
Yeah,
Red Nation have.
yeah. No one else does, and that all started with old man Willie Brown, man. Rest in peace, brother.
Yeah, rest in paradise, yeah.
But I know someone else asked. I think it was Jason Marshall asked if I will go again to DC into 2027. We're already talking. Dawn and I have already planned. You know, we've already been talking about it. We've already started researching hotels because I want to get in on the hotel thing now. I don't want to wait.
Yeah.
No.
Book it now.
Yeah, I mean, and the difference is DC is such a different city from Pittsburgh. DC is extremely easy to get around in. They've got a great subway system there and everything. And I've been to DC a few different times. So and they're going to do it on the National Mall. So it's going to be between the Washington Monument and the Capitol building. So they're going to have a huge space to do this in. You know, so it's going to be a different atmosphere for sure. So I definitely looking forward to going to that. And it's a shorter ride too. It's only about an 8-hour drive from our house.
Yeah, I think well, of course, I didn't go drafting when they had it in Vegas because that was a COVID year. So it was like, yeah, no, it's sketchy. And one day I would like to go when it's in the area, like if it's in LA, Vegas, somewhere like that. I want to go. But to stand around 300,000 people gotta be an experience of its own. Like, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. No choice about that. Would I do it again? Yeah, but I would probably try and fly. That drive sucked.
Yeah,
you know what? I've driven to Buffalo before, and it's the same thing as driving to Buffalo. It's just all farmlands, but Buffalo's flat. At least driving out to Pittsburgh, it's all like rolling hills and mountains and everything, so it's a little bit more scenic. The Buffalo trip sucked. That was just farm after farm, and then all it's like, oh, we just drove through Rochester. Oh, you mean those 3 tall buildings back there? Yeah. Oh, shit.
This guy.
Okay.
Look, 4 Stooges. Only see. Oh, you're talking about the picture. Oh,
okay. James, I'm 6 feet even. So I'm pretty much the same height as 805. Chris is the shortest of the 4 of us in that picture for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure too. Like I said, we're going to Bakersfield in 2 weeks, and Trey Tucker's going to be there. And I said, "Ooh, I get a chance to actually look at an NFL player eye to eye."
looking down.
Yeah, look at him eye to eye, like, "Hey, what's up?" Yeah. So I got another picture of you, right? I'm gonna bring up. That's what I was saying earlier because they showed day 2. And the green room was empty. I think it was only one person back there. I can't remember who it was. But everybody's gone. Because the way the draft seemed like it's going down, that a lot of players will want to stay home with their family and friends. A few first rounds will be there that they know they're going to be first round. But a lot of them now are staying home with their families and friends. So that's why the NFL was pretty pissed off the fact that, oh, he's not coming. There's no rule saying that he has to be there. Okay, do this right quick. You got to do it. So I'm cool with that. What's your thoughts?
Oh, yeah, now the boss said it was McDonald on day 2. That's who it was that was still there.
It was McDonald, okay. So what's your thoughts on that? Players staying home from the draft, staying with their families?
You know what? It doesn't bother me like some people do. I mean, I get some fans want to be there to see those players get drafted and the whole, image of them coming out, getting their picture with them and, yelling out to the crowd and all that. I mean, I get that part, but some of these guys, some of that just shows how strong their family bond is, though. And I kind of respect that, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. These aren't stuck up asshole players. Those are the kind of the more mature ones that want to stay home with their family. They want to be around loved ones. They want to be stuck in the back room with very select few people that can go in there with them in the first place. They'd rather be surrounded by all their family. especially if you've got a huge family and they've all been a major part of your career, wouldn't you rather celebrate with them than, a couple that you can take with you and then all the other idiots that are going to be there? Like, any fans that get upset because someone doesn't show up at the draft to get picked is crazy. Whatever. It is what it is.
Well, plus, we all know that Mendoza's mom has MS. That would have been rougher to travel. And they in Miami, it's still on the East Coast, but travel, sit in that back room all those hours and days. So that's what he looked at. He said, no, I'm going to celebrate my mom and my dad and my family and friends, the people who supported me through my journey. I'm going to be with them. Because you go in the green room, it's like I said, a few select people and then everybody else, reporters and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He ready to be home. So I was cool with it.
Yeah, like I said, I had no problem with that. It doesn't even bother me.
Because it was like you don't go on the stage and shake his hand.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like all the Raider fans that were there could get in single file line and shake his hand and say, "Welcome to the team." Right. So I don't know why people got upset.
Look at Tyree Wilson. He did the whole hug with Roger Goodell, and look how all that turned out.
Yeah, he jinxed himself.
He sure did. Frank Weber, welcome to the building, man. Hey, if it was me, I would want to be with my teammates. Yeah, I can see that. His teammates that they were there at his house. All his teammates from Indiana, most of them were there.
Yeah,
celebrating with him. Congratulating them, having a good time. So me too. I would say because Mendoza said on the live was really people don't really mention that much. I think you have, Jeff, me and Jason have. When Mendoza said when the interview, he said, I won the Heisman. No. We won the Heisman. We did. The whole team. He didn't say I won the Heisman. He said we. And that's the kind of player you want to build it. So when he said that, that means like family, friends, teammates are more important than anything else.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I agree with him wanting to be with his family and friends and his teammates, But not for nothing. You won the Heisman. The one time, just soak it up. You won it. You don't have to be so media trained and say, "Oh, it's a team award." No, it's not. It's an individual award. Your team award was winning the national championship. There you go. So celebrate that with them. Celebrate the Heisman on your own, man.
Well, for his teammates, blocking for him.
Don't be so stiff and it's a team effort and all that. Thank everybody. Obviously, thank everybody for helping you get to that. Thank your offensive line, thank your running backs because they did the majority of the work. Thank your wide receivers. Thank your tight ends, all that. Thank the coaches, but accept it as your own, man. It's a single person award. You had help along the way. I get it, but just take it for once.
I don't think he was raised that way, but I see your point. Yeah, but it wasn't for your team. Of course, like you said, the good blocking, the running backs, receivers catching those balls, throwing at them. Yeah, you wouldn't have won it, but like you said. Anyway, I got another picture to show. Jeff, explain this one.
Nice. Steeler mascot Troy. Oh, what a great dude he was. No, he came over to me, and he goes, "Hey," he goes, "Jeff, right?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah." He watches my show all the time. I had no clue. Yeah, so he watched my Friday night show. He actually came in the chat this time, and I said to him, "If you watch it, why don't you get in the chat?" He goes, "Not my kind of thing." And then also Friday night, he was in the chat. But him and I talked for a while, So wicked cool dude. So he dresses up like he wears the persona of Troy Polamalu.
That's what I thought it was when you saw the picture. I said, "Hey, is that Troy?"
that's Roy. That's Roy Polamalu.
Roy. Yeah, like whoa, you got Troy. Good deal.
Polamalu.
But this was Wednesday night. The poker tournament was invite only, and it was just for super fans. It was the first one. The Philly sports guy is the one that kind of started this one, with close work with Troy too. And it was all super fans. Like Captain Jack was there, Baron Raider, who ended up winning it. and it was all for charity. So the winner got 65% of the pot, whatever it was, and it went towards his charity, and his charity was decoding dyslexia in Iowa. So he ended up winning the pot. I don't know how much it was, but he won the whole thing. But Brian Fowler from All In Autumn Wind was playing in the poker tournament. Hollywood was there. Steampunk Raider was there. There were, but if you see any of these super fans, the majority of them that were there were, you've seen on TV before. So it was actually kind of cool to see them all. I mean, that's not my thing. People keep telling me, oh, you ought to dress up as a firefighter. I'm like, no, that's not me. What you see in that picture, that's what you get when I go to games or I go to events. I wear my black hole vest, my hat, whatever, and that's it. That's as dressed up as you're going to see me in any type of persona. That's me. I'm not into. I mean, I could easily do the fire thing, but no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, then you emulate that guy from the Jets. I forgot his name. The Jets fan. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh my God.
Fireman Mike.
Yeah, Fireman Mike.
Fireman Mike, yeah.
Fireman Ed. Fireman Ed.
Ed? Okay, yeah, him. Yeah, you don't emulate it. You do your style, then that's the way it is. That's who I am.
Yeah. What's up, baby? I got a little business.
What's up? Welcome, man.
Yeah. What's up, baby? That's because I got a plate of food here because Mama made me breakfast, huh?
Hey.
Yeah. You ain't getting none of it, though. Go. Don't give me those eyes. You're a brat. You're so cute, though. I love you.
So, yeah. So that was your first experience. You enjoyed it. Like I said, 300,000 people. Man, where were you at when you saw the draft? Were you far back, mid, or I know you wasn't.
Well, that picture you saw of 805 and the guys, that's pretty much where we stood for the first round.
Okay.
So we were right there. We had the jumbotron right in front of us. So when we made the pick, I was live and I zoomed in on that jumbotron because we couldn't see the stage from there, and I had no desire to fight my way through that. We tried it once and I was done. Yeah. What's up, Raider Ryan? What's going on, my guy?
Raider Ryan, we had disclosure earlier, so you want to go back and rewatch it. We'll explain what happened. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. So that's like I said. That's my boy. Both of these guys are my guys. Well, for Jeff, I will be here, and then just watch the beginning of it. Go back and rewatch it, and you'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway,
appreciate
Jack Kim's in the building. Good morning. Good morning. Jack. That's another guy's like 8 feet tall.
Twin Towers. I'm telling you. Twin Towers.
We're in Bakersfield. Yeah. Hey, Jack.
I started a basketball team. I'm picking up Jack and Severe for sure.
Yeah. Power forward center right there.
Man.
So day one, that's where we were on Thursday. On Friday, we were at the top of I thought it was Mount Washington, but it was Duquesne Mountain or whatever it was called. Overlooking I just put the picture in now if you want to pull it up.
Which one's that? You just put it in? Okay.
I just put it in that faraway shot. That's from the top of that mountain looking down on the draft itself. This was Friday morning. So we also wanted to do some sightseeing while we were out there. So we took this cable car that goes up the side of the mountain. Once we get up to the top, they have an observation deck, and that's what this is. I took a picture of looking down on it. So this was like about maybe 2:00 on Thursday afternoon. I mean, you can see how empty the parking lot is. There's not a lot of people there yet. And then we went across the street to a pub. We went and had lunch there. And then when we came back out and I looked at the parking lot again, I took another picture. I'm like, holy shit, dude, that whole parking lot was crowded already. But luckily, I got a text from 805. He said, hey, we're inside the stadium, section 131. We're going to sit down. And I'm like, oh, sounds good to me. So we took the ferry over, and then we went inside the stadium and we sat down for day two.
Oh, yeah, by the way, that picture on a thumbnail, where were you and your wife standing? And by the way, that's the just beautiful wife, Dawn, in that picture on the thumbnail. Where were you guys standing at?
We were pretty much, if you see right smack dab in the middle, like there's a parking garage and then go straight down to the parking lot. We pretty much were right there standing in front of the archway because I wanted to get the dome, that half dome in the picture. We were pretty much standing right there, right out in the open. It was early enough on Thursday before a shit ton of people started flowing in. But then we had to go and see, there's a silver building there. We had to go on the other side of that building because there was no shade whatsoever out in the open. And it was hot as hell. And I had to sit down. So I found a spot with a shade with a big fence behind me. And I just dropped my ass right there for like a good 45 minutes to an hour. And we just sat there. She went and got food so we could eat. And usually a guy my size, you got to have a plan on how you're going to get your ass up off the ground. I didn't even give a shit. I just bent down, put my hand on the ground, and just sat down. I'm like, I can't stand anymore. My back hurts. I'm dying. It's so goddamn hot out here. So we just sat there for a while. I was like, it's too goddamn hot.
Jack Kenner, what question are you asking? What was the event? I came like, I'm not gonna answer that. I'm sorry.
Hey, Jeff, I have a two-part question.
Sure.
At any point before you walked in, did you pray that Mendoza wasn't the pig? And second question, how do you feel now that it's all pretty much happened? And are you a little bit better about it, or are you still kind of feeling the same way?
No, I'm fine with it now. In the moment, yeah, when I was still, let's put it this way: when it was getting close to our pick, and we had like maybe 5 minutes left on the clock, and I'm standing with the guys, and I could hear Paul every now and then going, "We've got 5 minutes to make the trade. We got 5 minutes to make the trade," right? And Chris was saying the same shit. It was kind of funny. But I mean, once we all knew he was getting picked, there was no way we were going to trade out of that. I mean, we still had hope that we would have, but it is what it is. I trust me, I'm fine with it. You know, he's here now. I got to support him. I want to see him succeed, and I keep saying this over and over again, but I guess people don't believe me. But I want him to succeed because if he fails, we fail. The team fails. You know, the organization fails because now we whiffed on another pick. So I don't want to see this kid come in and be the next Jamarcus Russell and suck at his job so bad that he's out of the league in 3 years. I don't want to see that. You know, I've been a fan since 1974, 75 in that area. I've waited a long time. I've waited since 1983 to see us win a Super Bowl. Chris, the same. We've been waiting a long time. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't have, who knows how many years I got left. I want to see one before I shuffle off this earth. You know, I want to see another one. I want to be able to enjoy it as an adult. That's the thing. Last time we won, I was 13, 14 years old. You know, I want to enjoy a Super Bowl as an adult. You know, we thought we were going to back in 2000, 2002, 2000, whatever the years just blend together for me now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I thought we were going to experience that then as an adult from the first time in my life, but no. You know, and I thought we were going to go to a few more after that season. But that all went to shit. You know, so it's like I'm done waiting myself, but I'm also patient in knowing that it's going to take time for this new staff and regime to get this team back on the right track. You know, I'm not of the mindset that, hey, we're going to win a Super Bowl this year or we're going to the playoffs. I am not expecting any of that. In my opinion right now, as we're looking at this team in this very moment, as we're sitting here doing this show right now, we are still a 3-14 team. And you can't tell me any different. We're a 3-14 team. We are still the same team from last year to now until it's proven me different on the field. And until I see the product that they produce on the field with what they brought in, then I will be on board that, okay, we're making progress now. As of right now, no matter who we brought in for players and coaches, we're still that same team.
Yeah.
And you can't, I will argue with that until the day that they show me something different on the field. So,
Yeah.
Jeff, Severe have finally seen the light. Fernando was inevitable. Given the situation, I know there's no guarantees, but he's got the goods, and to be great someday. Fingers crossed. Yeah, that's all we can hope and wish. You know, we got the Best quarterback in college from last year. But the thing is, they got to develop him. So we'll see how that goes. Because, like me and Jeff, we had PTSD, and Jason too, from Jamarcus Russell pick.
Yeah.
There's a lot of us. There's a lot in the chat that lived that too. I mean, you know, this still strikes fear in fans that this could still happen again. Of course it could. We have no idea what everybody sits there and said he's the safety, he's this, he's that. We still have no idea what he's going to be like at the pro level. So stop that. Stop setting the expectations so high, because when he fails, you're all going to be crushed. That's what I'm getting at. If he fails, then everybody's going to be so pissed off. It's like you can't sit here and say, hey, we're going to the playoffs this year, or we're going to make the Super Bowl. You're setting the expectations so high that when we don't make it, you're going to be pissed. The coach they're going to want to fire the coach. This guy sucks on this team. That guy's horrible. Why did we do this? Why did we do that? Just enjoy the ride this year. Just watch the games. Enjoy the games for what they are. It's a football game. And whatever the outcome is the outcome. Don't get pissed if we lose, if we get blown out. It doesn't matter. If the effort is there, unlike last year, there was zero effort.
It was none.
There was 1 or 2 games where they showed effort. And then there were games where they showed nothing, you know?
Yeah, the thing is, I tell people like me and Jason talk about that Tuesday night. I'm sure you talked about it on your shows. This is not a 12-5 team, 11-6 team. This, like you said, Jeff, good point. This is still that 3-14 team from last year. We haven't proved that yet.
Really. But
enjoy the hype, enjoy the picks, enjoy what Vitek and them guys are doing now. But the main thing we got to see what's on the field. Is it better than it was last year? You know, I was saying like 6 wins. Okay, we did better than last year. I'm good with that.
I'm pretty sure Mahomes had a great first year, but everybody else, you know, Brady's actually wasn't that bad either. He kind of kept it going, but Peyton had a rough first season, yes. But you know, Mahomes had a record-breaking first season.
Yeah, they won 1 game that season, wasn't it? 2 games?
3. Peyton Manning won 3 games.
Won 3?
I think 3 games. Against lower opponents, you know, against the worst team. They won the games against the worst teams in the league, like we did last year. Well, we won 1 Patriots, a potential Super Bowl team. Then we won against Tennessee. You see where they were at. Then we won Kansas City. Was like no problem. So those games were like, or really celebrate, because I went to the game last year, Jeff. I did a show with you. You saw like, it was a good game. It was fun, but I was more excited to see the Raiders Allegiant Stadium than the game.
I honestly think our best game of the year last year, and we didn't even win, was against Houston. That was the best put together team or game effort that we had.
It was.
Yes, because they had a good defense, and we were actually putting some, you know.
Yeah, and that shit is a good defense. They were the number 1 in the league at the time. Denver wasn't even number 1 yet. The Texans were the number 1 ranked defense, and we were just rolling them. We were rolling through that game. The Texans fans were nervous they were going to lose. They thought for sure they lost that game.
Yeah, they was panicking.
It's sad you say that too. I think of that Denver game too. We lost that one too, but I mean, how we were, you know what I mean? That defense was pretty good too, but it kept going back and forth, but we just couldn't get a score.
That's all right, Raiden. I just ignore him because he's a fool. So I put no effort into responding there. You know, who do you think? I have no whatever.
Well, I really think I'm not going to pull it up.
That's right. It's a twin. Whatever.
So my next Jason, yeah, second part of the question. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you
off. No, it was it.
All right. So while you were there, because my friend over here had a meltdown Friday during round 2. He was texting so much in the group chat. I had to call. I couldn't keep up with, like, gee, I don't got one hand to hold up. And so I had to call her and say, what's her problem?
I was like,
because the draft pick, we picked that defensive end guy. Why we did here? We got another one.
Yeah,
I told him, Jay, watch what happens. We will probably trade or get rid of Tyree Wilson.
Yeah.
When did you hear about that news that we traded Tyree Wilson, Joe? Where were you at?
Oh, shit. Dylan, where were we when Tyree got traded? That was Saturday. Oh, we were at the Hall of Fame, right? Yeah, I know you sent me the screenshot. I don't. I think I want to say we were at the Hall of Fame. I'm not 100% positive. I think
And
we were. It was either he got traded on Friday.
no, we got traded. We got traded on Saturday. You got traded on Saturday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we were sitting in the stadium with the guys. Okay, all right. Why did I think that was Sunday? No, Saturday.
Saturday.
All right,
That was
yeah. So
Saturday.
we were in the stadium.
Yeah, because
Oh, we were. When she told me the news, because she's the one that saw it first. I was like, oh, thank God. That's just one less player that we have to sit there and not have to worry about this will be his breakout year. Screw that. The guy was a bust from day one. So I'm glad he's gone. And then we got a draft pick out of it too.
Stop.
Thank you.
I'm sure it is. So yeah, like I said, my buddy over here had a meltdown. So they're gonna trade Trey Wilson, and then at least we got something out the deal.
Yeah.
So like we did with Derek Carr, we got something out the deal.
Yeah.
What was your mood, Jeff? Like because like I said, it started with the safety pick was cool because I was like, okay, at least that room is empty. We don't have a free safety. And then the Crawford pick, and then that one was kind of like, okay, what are we doing? And then the Zune pick, how they talked about, he's always a center and then guard, tackle, good. They were like, good depth player. I'm like, depth player? What are we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then just how are you in that day two series?
So day two was sitting, because I had my camera ready to do a video of our second round pick. And sitting behind me was Chris, 805, and Severe. And I'm zoomed in on the screen so I can see it pretty easily. And all of a sudden I see us at 36, and all of a sudden I see the clock go to Houston. And then I look and I see we're at 38. I'm like, we just traded back. And Paul's like, what? We traded back? I said, yeah, we just moved back to 38. We traded with Houston. So at that point, we didn't know what we were going to do. We all thought we were probably going to take McDonald because that was kind of like the consensus for most Raider fans that that's who we were going to take. So we trade out of that 36. We give it to the Houston Texans. They go and take McDonald, which was a smart move for them. I mean, just why not help that defense even more? So like, all right, well, there goes the guy that we all kind of wanted. And the funny part is when they called out Stukes' name, the four of us, and Dante was with us from Gridiron Apex. So the four of us all kind of went, Stukes? I had no idea who the fuck the guy was. I had no clue. I had never heard the name before. I never drafted him in any of my mock drafts. I never looked into him. I had no clue who he was. They kind of had an idea, but they weren't expecting us to take Stukes. So that was kind of a throw off for everybody. Like, what is this all about? But I'm like, all right. But as the day went on and we looked him up and kind of understood a little bit more about him, everybody kind of calmed down on that pick and everybody was kind of cool with it. It's like, all right, I get it. It makes sense. He's definitely, he wasn't ranked as high as we thought he was. He should have been probably, he was ranked further back basically on most consensus. So at first, everybody thought we like super reach, but then again, once we look into it, I'm like, all right, this guy's going to be a contributor for us big time. The Zune pick, I absolutely love that pick. I think that's one of my favorite picks in this draft. I had drafted him a few different times in my mock drafts. The guy's versatile. I mean, if you watch his film, he can play all 5 spots in the front line. So that gives you, and when they say depth, they're saying depth because he's so versatile that he can play any position. So that's a huge depth piece right there if you think about it. So say something happens to Colton Miller, as long as he's doing okay in practice and preseason and he looks good enough to hold off an NFL edge rusher, that I would have no problem with him stepping in for Colton Miller. He's that type of guy, and he's got that aggressiveness to him. Like you want in an offensive lineman, but that quiet aggressiveness. He doesn't come off as a complete dick, but he's got that kind of killer instinct in an offensive lineman, which you want. You want that nastiness, but not too far nasty where you get penalties like JPJ can do sometimes. But I absolutely love that pick. 100%. I mean, if they groom him to be the next left tackle and Colt Miller's time is done or he gets injured this season, because it's inevitable. It seems to happen almost every year for him that, he has some sort of something that takes him out for a couple of games. The Crawford pick, I kind of get that one too, because I think this regime just didn't want to deal with Tyree because they saw it through all his game film, and his lackadaisical approach at practices, it just, and that's the other thing Silver and Fact said. If you watch that video from that game against Miami, he by himself out on an island held off both of those guys. They didn't do shit in that game. That just goes to show you. And then you were talking they were what? Top 10, top 15 between the two of them in this draft. I forget where Messidor went. I think he went to the Chiefs, right? No,
yeah, he went. I think he went in the second round.
Messidor went in the second round. I thought he went in the first. I know Bain went in the first.
Did he go in the first? Because Chiefs took the cornerback from LSU.
Yeah, they
took traded up for him.
Mansour.
I think he went early in second.
Messidor was up there as one of those, highly regarded coming out of this draft. So he did. Yeah, they were both in. I thought they were both in the first. They were both first round drafted. There he is. We're getting him in the third round, fourth round. I forgot exactly what round he came in. But yeah, getting back to Crawford, I don't mind that pick at all. I mean, you think about what we have for edge rushes prior to the draft, right? You had Tyree, you had Max, you had Snowden, you had Kuntz, and you had Kwity Paye. So you got 5 guys there. Well, we just unloaded 2. We traded away Tyree Wilson at the draft, and we just cut Snowden yesterday.
Yeah.
So now we're down to Kwity Paye, Max, Kuntz, and Crawford right now. We're down to 4.
Yeah,
we're down to 4. And that's really all you need on edge, because you need your 2 main starters, and you got 2 guys for rotational to give everybody a break. So they weren't going to keep that many edge rushes anyway. So I think Tyree was expendable before the draft even happened. I'm guaranteed they were shopping him way before this.
Because you said, Tyree, you have 3 years to develop, to work on moves. You didn't do anything to improve yourself. You used one move, bull rush. You wasn't good enough to be a defensive tackle, but then you're just too slow to be an edge. Yeah. So, like I said, as soon as they picked that pick, I'm like, okay.
You're right, because now that I remember that, because I remember making the comment like, great, him and Mac played opposite ends. That's going to be fun. Messidor went to the Chargers.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, and I agree, Jack. It was kind of like but then when you look at the big picture on everything that's been done since the draft and including the draft with the Tyree, the Snowden, it makes sense. Totally makes sense why they did that. So they've narrowed the roster down right there with just those 2 moves. You got rid of 2 guys that one wasn't doing shit.
Nothing.
And 2, I mean, that just goes to show you with New Orleans, they already they turned down his 5th-year option.
Yeah.
So he's there for this 1 year as a show me. If you can make it, we'll bring you back. If not, you're gone. So I guarantee Tyree's out of the league after this season.
I was going to say, he's pretty much out. If he don't do anything this year with New Orleans, he's gone. He's done.
I'll be surprised if another team picks him up. So what a waste of a pick. What a waste.
I was probably Snowden being cut. I was like, I knew. You can see the writing on the wall. You see what they're doing. You can see who they brought in. As far as even the UDFAs, who they brought in, what they're doing. They're completely revamping this defense.
Oh God, yeah.
They want speed, youth. They want it all.
See, the thing with Snowden, he already automatically had 1 strike against him, and that was that whole DUI thing when he decided to, teeter-totter his car on a wall. So that made that even easier, because he's already got 1 issue where this has happened. So, it wasn't necessarily a problem in the locker room, probably, but it's more of like off-field issues, and we're trying to clean that shit up.
I don't think Red's not going to tolerate that right now. They're like this.
Okay. No, Snowden picked up by another team. He's valuable. he'll definitely get picked up by somebody. Probably go to the goddamn Patriots or something.
I was gonna say probably go New England.
It's a
Okay,
smart time to cut him because basically everyone's full right now. So technically, he could get through the in the scuffle right now and then end up practice squad. Hopefully later.
Yeah, but even if he goes to the practice squad, any team can fleece him at that point anyway, too. So
Yeah.
Why waste a practice squad spot on a guy that's probably going to be the first one taken to the practice squad if a team's in need?
True.
Yeah, actually,
Why even bother? Leave it for somebody that has a chance to make this team. But other teams aren't really looking at it. That's how I would look at that. I wouldn't even bother bringing him back.
Give him a fair shot somewhere else. Compete somewhere.
So Brandon asks, you think Terry Wilson will have success with the rate as Saints or Aints?
Ain't nope.
Well, like Jeff just said, and I commented what Jeff said. If he don't, he's out the league because nobody want him. Because why are you gonna waste a roster spot on somebody that's not putting his best effort or developing better? He had 3 years to do that with one of the best defensive line coaches in the league. 3 years, and had Matt Stroud on the other side to help him.
Here's my thing with Tyree now, and this is where it looks bad for us. We're in a catch-22 here. So if he washes out after this season and the Saints cut him and they don't want to keep him, then that looks bad for the Raiders because we wasted a number 7 overall draft pick on him a few years ago. Okay, when we could have done some definite. I mean, Jesus Christ, we could have had Jalen Carter. Okay,
Yeah.
So we fail there. Now he goes to the Saints. And all of a sudden he becomes this superstar. We fail again because he couldn't work out with us because of whatever reason. Was it he just didn't want to be here? He was just collecting a paycheck? Or did we not have him playing in the right spot or the right scheme? But he goes to the Saints and lights it up. Then what is it? So that's another failure on us. That's where I say we're in a catch-22 because if he sucks and he's out of the league, it looks bad for us anyway because we spent the first round pick, number 7 overall on him, and it failed. If he goes somewhere and he succeeds excessively, like he becomes like the superstar and he's making Pro Bowls and possibly an All-Pro, looks bad for us because we couldn't get the best out of him, but someone else could. So it's a double failure, So we're in a lose-lose situation with whatever Tyree's career happens from here on out. That's the way you got to look at it. We don't win on this other than the draft. We have to hope that what we got from him for that draft pick turns into be an absolute monster superstar. Because if that player doesn't, then the whole Tyree thing was a waste of time, waste of energy on coach's part, waste of money for his salary, all that. So that's how we're in a lose-lose situation for the most part.
Well, we were known for that, getting these guys. They don't play well for us. Give another team, they turn superstars. We had that experience so many times.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the main reason why they didn't want to extend him because May 1st deadline that if they don't get that 5th-year option, the first one pick, then he turns to a free agent. But what Raiders did, I thought was smart. Like, you know what? We're not going to lose out on this. We're going to get something out of you. Because we went from first round number 7 pick to a 6th round pick, that is a very high decrease in value. Like, wow, it's like just me. We buy Rolls Royce for $200,000, then we go sell for 20. That's what that feel like, So, good luck to him. If he succeed, then we did right. If he don't, oh well, we were right.
What did you guys think about the Mike Washington pick?
Loved it. He was on my every
pick of the whole draft.
I absolutely love it. I love it.
His running style is just, oh my God.
He runs different than Genty for sure. He's a different style. I've already gone on to say this, that I think he could end up stealing carries from Genty, believe it or not. I've seen some having the same take. Obviously, Jason's on the same page. I'm telling you, I think there's a legit chance that Genty's numbers could decrease this year because we're talking 2 different style running backs here. And he's a lot faster too. You know,
Yeah,
he's
that
got the speed that Genty doesn't have. So
He has
if he
breakaway speed.
he's gone. You know, so I know it came up on the show last night with Jason, and someone asked what what the possible breakdown of carries between the two. I've already said that right tonight. I said I wouldn't be surprised if Genty loses his RB1 status at some point. I believe that. I mean, I could be wrong, but I believe that's definitely. It's going to be definitely a two-man committee with the third kicking in. I think Hemby makes the team too.
Yeah,
I think without a doubt Hemby makes it. I can't see Kalia or Lobby beating out Hemby for the third spot. I just
No, sir.
No,
Yeah,
I said last night. We was in the chat together, Jeff. I said it last night. Like, hey, wait a minute. I think Henry gonna be number 3.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%. All right, so let's look at it this way. Lobby's only contributed on special teams, right? He's barely even touched the field in running games. Kalia, the same thing. And Kalia was brought in because of injury issues we had. So that's the only reason we picked him up at the tail end of the season, the year that we grabbed him. So Kalia hasn't been able to contribute much, neither has Lobby. And we've had a horrible running back room for the last few years, and they still couldn't be successful. How are those two guys going to beat out any one of these two new rookies? I just don't see it. And both of these rookies are way better than them coming out of college, you know. And Jason said it perfect on our show last night that Washington's got very few miles on him. You know, he doesn't have a shit ton of carries, doesn't have a ton of – he had just about a little over 1,000 yards, but he was on a shitty team, you know. So, but he still had a successful career as a season. You know, Hemby was actually the RB1 for Indiana.
Till he got hurt.
Yeah. So he still has some value to him too. So I'm telling you, the running back room is going to be Genty 1, Washington's going to be 2, Hemby's going to be 3, Lobby's going to be the one that wins that 4th spot. Then he's going to be he'll probably be a special teams contributor, maybe. Other than that, I don't know where he fits in with this. But I think I'm telling you, I think Genty's going to lose some carries. Somebody said, it's going to be like 22 carries for Genty and like maybe 5 or 6 for Washington. I'm like, I don't see that at all. I think it's more of a 40-60 split where Genty still gets the majority of the carries, but Washington can touch that ball a lot more than what you're thinking. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 12 to 15 touches for Washington and probably about 18 to 22 for Genty. I don't think it's going to be that big of a difference like people are thinking. Because why would you have a guy with that type of talent not get the ball in his hands?
I think somebody on our chat Tuesday with me and Jason that did the offensive rookies. Somebody asked, I'm not going to say his name, plus I don't remember who asked, but can he catch out the backfield?
Oh,
yes, he's proved he can catch. But remember one thing, Arkansas wasn't a very good team last year. They had the best blocking, but plus, who was throwing him the ball? The quarterback wasn't an accurate quarterback throwing the ball. But other than that, he can't catch the ball out the backfield. That's not the issue. Can he block? Yeah. You've seen it. He can block. He's 223 pounds. Don't tell me he can't block. He can't block. So those questions that you want to ask, like, can he do all that? Yes. But also, him going back to him, he definitely can block. We've seen it. The reason why he was running back too, because he got hurt and Cam Black took over. Cam Black was so good that he get back in the rotation, but he always was in the game. Yeah.
And I know the big talk with Washington is he's got fumbleitis, but that can be worked on. I've got faith in this coaching staff where they're going to be able to fix that. But yeah, I seriously think that he's too talented. And I already said it, Paul. You said that he got beat by the Texans. I told you he was on a horrible team last year, and he still had a successful season running the ball. Didn't get as many chances for carries, but he was still, 160 something carries, and he still broke 1,000 yards. That's way less than most running backs, and they don't get anywhere near 1,000 yards.
And he's in the SEC. You know all those guys are there.
And against some good goddamn teams, So.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think someone needs to take Paul's Raider card away from him.
Connor Hayward's going to take one of those running back spots too.
And that's the other thing.
Yeah.
And I said this last night. Shout out to Joe Morley because he put a short out there the other day about a player that nobody's talking about, and it's Connor Hayward. And I watched that. I'm like, God damn it, he's right. Nobody's talking about him. And I commented and I said, you know what, Joe? I said, you're absolutely correct. I said, until you just put this video out, he hadn't even entered my thought process until now. And the more and I agree with Joe 100%. That's why I give him all the credit for bringing this to people's attention again. And Connor Hayward is going to have a bigger impact on this running game than people realize. And the fact that he can catch the ball because he started off as a tight end. So he could be a hidden gem for us that people are just not talking about, which is fine. Don't talk about it. Don't push it because other teams might not even realize it. But they're not dummies.
Yeah, of course.
So, but here's a guy that could be super, super valuable that we're not even thinking of.
Yeah.
So he could be that hidden gem, and Joe's 100% right.
Now Genty can get out of the backfield. Because remember the last time we had a fullback, Josh Jacobs set the record, or something or he led the league in
he read the Russian title that
And then the next year we get rid of the fullback, and then as you can see, the steady 3 years that came after that. Yeah. So it's going to get Genty out of that backfield, and he's going to be able to do a lot more. It's like an extra lineman, pretty much. And then with that, he can hit that hole. You know what I mean? He can just hit those holes and not have to worry about dancing in the backfield.
He could easily be the unsung hero for this offense if it's laid out right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still not thinking we're making the playoffs, but
Nah,
I'm not even putting a number on wins and losses this year. I'm not doing it.
I'm with you on that, Jeff.
To pick a number, I'm going 3 wins. So
What's your expectation? How many wins? For two things. I don't know what we have on field yet. We haven't seen anything yet. We have a first-year head coach. We have a first-year defensive coordinator. These two are rookies. They coached in the league, of course, but it's their first year doing those responsibilities. I don't know what the rookie class is going to do. I don't know what the free agent is going to do. We had no idea what they're going to do. We won't know anything till maybe the third game of the preseason, which was the last one. And for a record, I was on the hype train like last year. I said 10 wins because Pete Carroll, Catfish, said 10 wins. And I thought AP would say, we're going to win because of what he did. But right now, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, if we get 6 wins, I'm happy because that's a 50% improvement from last year.
Yeah. If Kirk starts, I feel like 6 wins. You know what I mean? I feel like it's possible. Like we could get 6 wins out of that. But with Mendoza, it just depends on how he meshes. Like how when he's brought in, and because this is my argument for him. Like I know we talked about Jamarcus being the last time that we took a number 1, but Jamarcus Russell and Mendoza are 2 different people. One had a weight problem, 300 pounds, and a lean addiction. You know what I mean? This dude is actually a smart quarterback. You know what I mean? Like I was telling Chris, pretty much when I hear him talk, it reminds me of Andrew Luck. Like just of how Andrew Luck, you could ask him about a play and he could break down every part of the play. You know what I mean? Like, and that's how Mendoza is. Like he's almost an obsessor. You know what I mean? Like, because when they brought him in, they said they were impressed. Like it was plays years ago, and he knew every part of that play. You know what I mean? Just for who it was supposed to go to. You know what I mean? Who was everything. Like, and that's what impressed him. And then that's where they said that's where they're getting the Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck vibes. You know what I mean? And then if he could be half of what they were, you know what I mean? That'll be good. And it's just being a smarter quarterback, it's less pressure on you because you don't have to stress and wait for things. You know where things are going to be, the timing, it's like it's easier for you. It takes a lot of the pressure off. When you're unprepared, that's when you stress, right? Like when you're not ready for something, that's when you stress. But when you're well prepared and you study every aspect, the game slows down. You know what I mean? So that's where I feel he's going to be successful. It's not my Cal Berkeley bias, but I think he's a smart enough quarterback. He's going to figure it out. He's a big kid too. Like we're acting like he's a 5'11", 6 foot.
Exactly.
This guy's a 6'4".
Yeah, he's not the Diego Pavia where he's a midget. Yeah,
that part. So, I think, and then we're getting him. Everything's kind of happening on time. You know what I mean? It's all coming together on time because our running back room is going to be better. So that'll hope take a lot of pressure off him too, which we couldn't do last year or the year before that. We couldn't run the ball. So this year, he's not going to have to throw 40, 30 times a game. We hope not. But if he does, he's going to make the right play.
If he's half of what Andrew Luck was, then that because Andrew Luck, I think, in all honesty, out of the last since the day he was drafted, I still think he's probably the best quarterback to come out of college. Even better than Burrow and all these other guys. Andrew Luck was a different beast, man. And it's a shame that what happened to him with the injury, because I think that kid, he was amazing. He really was. I thought he was destined for stardom 100%, almost right from the get-go.
He was destined to be a Hall of Famer. I mean, you look at his play and his mentality. I watched him at Stanford. I'm like, when he played against USC, like they always beat us because his thought process was so quick, and he got the ball in his hands so fast that the coach said, "We're gonna suck for luck," and they did, and they got him. The situation was good there because, like you said, he got hurt, got hit, he just couldn't take it anymore. And I don't blame him.
He didn't do anything, but they didn't win championships or whatever. But it's just his ability to recognize and adapt as the game goes on, and just the talent he had around him and everything at that point was okay, But I think he could have been something special. Like, don't get this wrong either. Like Tom Brady's records, no one's ever going to break those records.
No.
There's going to be no quarterback from here on out that's going to last in this league as long as he did. So did I think he would do that? No, I don't think anybody will. Those records will never be broken. The only one that's even close and he's still playing is Aaron Rodgers, I believe. And
Mahomes, if he had kept winning, like he's lost a couple now. So I mean, he was the closest to starting early, like the first couple years. So it was going to be a little easier for him to kind of.
Yeah, but you're also looking at two different play styles. He puts his body out there a lot more than Brady ever did. So will Mahomes last 20 years in this league? I doubt it. I can't see it. I mean, he's already just had a major ACL reconstruction. So did Brady. I get it. Brady did too. But Brady was more of a pocket quarterback. He never was mobile. He only ran if he absolutely had to.
But he would. Like that's the thing with him. Like, and that's what made it successful. Is because you least expect him to run and take off for that first down, and that's when he gets you. You got everybody else covered, and then bam.
Mahomes is going to be 31. Holy shit, he's already done this.
He's 31 already. Don't see.
That's what I'm saying. He's not going to be the same.
That. Yeah, no one's going to break that TD record. No one's going to break the yardage record. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah,
it's just not. What's up, Hitstick? It's just not going to happen.
He doesn't have Tyreek Hill no more, so that what I mean.
He's still out there, so who knows?
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, rumor said we should get him. Like I watched the guy with Brandon Spot. Like, no, we don't want that. We don't want that.
Only as a distraction. Like if we
don't need no more headaches. We're good. We already dealt with Christian Wilkins and the other Cocoa Puff guy, the edge rusher. We need more of that distractions.
Plus, he had child abuse things on his thing, so I don't think.
Did he?
Was that? Didn't he break his kid's arm?
Yeah, domestic violence or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, that was also Stephon Diggs, and that's why I don't keep saying that we should go after him. I'm like,
Mark Davis is not going to bring those guys.
I can't see the Raiders bringing him in. Mark Davis will not allow that.
No,
I just
will not. We don't want that moniker. Like, we're bringing
all the. It's the fact of the whole Fred Biletnikoff issue. No, and the fact that he supposedly strangled his cook, or was trying to choke her, and that's how Biletnikoff's daughter was killed. She was strangled to death, and you're going to bring a guy in that's being accused of strangling or trying to choke out their cook or whatever it was, their housemaid or whatever. Hell no.
No. We don't need that. We don't need that here.
I got to ask you guys this. I'm waiting to see your reactions on this one. What was your honest opinion on McCoy when you first heard that we grabbed him?
I'd say utter like shock that he landed to us because he's been in, if he's available, I get him at that DB spot. It's either him or it was Malik Muhammad or of course Bonds. Then when we got him, because I heard the story or whatever, and it was like, damn, that's crazy. And only us would take a chance like that, And but that's the thing. But everyone was pretty much like, that's why like after the draft, everyone always gives their opinion on pretty much the player, and then automatically they were like, oh my God, the Raiders just might have got the steal of the draft right here. And then I was like, oh damn, you know what I mean? Because the other guy on the other side got drafted, so he was off the board, and then they were like, yeah, what's his name? He could slide, he could end up at UDFA and all this, and then we pick him up, and then that's when you hear all the stuff like this could be the number one corner in the league. They were saying that he was even better than the one the Chiefs got. You know what I mean? So like really, they said if it wasn't for the injury, he would be that top DB. So all the good started coming out. And then there was the risk factor. And I'm like, damn, it would just have to be some kind of just do or die with us.
Yeah.
And it's like, because I'm like, damn, I want the kid to have a good career, even though he's, with us, I would just want the kid to be all right. And, just the way they were saying, basically he could play this year, but at some point. So I'm like, okay, there's a chance. And they're like, yeah, he's even cleared to go this year. So, I mean, it's one of where we've taken risks on players before, but it somehow feels different. I feel like usually we're used to it going negative, like, the worst case scenario. But I feel like it's a smarter regime. They're going to take their time and they're going to do it right. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are saying that it's not as extreme as they were making it to seem. So a lot of teams just stayed away just to not. But really, after the draft, you start to see that it's not really as bad as, it could be. But right now, it's not as bad as it could be. So.
What'd you think, Chris?
I was actually shocked that he was still there in the fourth round. When they said his name, I said, I watched the draft, but after Mendoza pick, kind of like I was watching it, I was kind of tuned out. Second round was looking more intense. That's it. Second round looked pretty good. Third round, hey, we get better. But then when they took him in the fourth round, I said, wait a minute, he's still there. He wasn't paying attention. And I was like, if it wasn't for that injury and all that stuff he didn't play last year, he'd have been easily a top 15 pick. Easily. And we got him. So we have injury. And what kills me is like, it could be a career-ending surgery.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the Raiders did their homework. Like,
Hope so.
He might not even need an injury. As Red Knight said, he was in full practice yesterday. So I was like, you mean tell me we got one of the best corners in the league on our team from the league, not last year, but the year before last?
Yeah.
I was excited.
My take on this is low risk, extremely high reward. And when I say low risk, I mean because of where we got him. We got him through a trade that we had made. I think it was the Buffalo trade. So we ended up with the number one pick in the fourth round. So we take him in the fourth round. So right then and there, already in the fourth round, there's less pressure on a player to be that guy. Okay. So if he turns out to be that guy, we look like absolute geniuses. Now, here's the thing with him. Didn't play at all last year. So everybody's basing everything that he's done on this 2024 game film. Okay. So everything's based on that. And if you watch that game film, he was lights out.
Yeah.
Okay. He was phenomenal. If he would have played last year and had the same type of season last year, he would have been a top 5 pick easily. Mm-hmm. Easily a top 5. He would have been ahead of Caleb Downs and a lot of these other guys that were taken early in this draft. He would have been up there. So for us to get him in the fourth round at the first pick overall in the fourth, I think that is probably the steal of this draft. And probably a good reason why we might have even gotten as high of a grade as we did, because there was some picks that were a little obviously Mendoza automatically gave us pretty much an A- to start, just because of it was our major need and we grabbed them. But to get him in the fourth round, man, that's ridiculous. And I love it. You know, he's young. He's only 20 years old. That's the other thing. He's only got 20 years. Didn't play at all last year, so his body has no wear and tear on from that. He was just recovering from the injury. Okay, so his biggest wear and tear on him last year was rehabbing. Okay, he ran at the combine. He had a good number at the combine too, even with the knee issue. Supposedly, it's something that can be addressed now, where he can get the surgery and then he'll be good. I would rather him if the surgery looks like it's going to be extremely successful, if they pull this off, like the odds are great, then I would suggest probably getting it now, and that'll set him up. Because if he doesn't and something goes wrong, that could end his career.
Right.
You know, but that's still part of that low risk. We only used the 4th rounder on him. So if it doesn't work out, you know, it was an injury issue. It wasn't because of character issues or we drafted him too high or anything like that. 4th rounders don't usually contribute to your team other than in spot play here and there. You know, you want them to be rotational and shit, but this is a kid that's got the opportunity to be a starter.
Yeah.
You know, to have an immediate impact. Our secondary is already looking better on paper.
Right.
But again, I'm still in that same mindset of let's see what they look like on the field against pure NFL competition.
I was gonna say too.
But they brought in guys too in the draft too, so we drafted basically 3 D backs in the draft.
That's what I was about to say. Like, basically, they're not going to say it, but Hezekiah Massis was pretty much like a backup, just in case it doesn't work out. You know what I mean? Because
I like that pick too.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's going to compete.
That was a good pick. I thought that was another late round pick. I like, why is this guy dropping down? But
you know, we were all, everybody was all hoping that we were going to get a defensive tackle that zero nose tech, and me especially, because I was a big pusher for that one too. But then when you sit back and you look at it now, the coaching staff and the GM's crew, and the scouts, they realized that we had a bad secondary last year. It was atrocious. Okay, and we had a bad set of linebackers, so they addressed that in free agency. Then they seriously addressed the secondary in the draft. I mean, they're bringing in guys that are gonna. There's gonna be some guys that were starters last year that are gonna be lucky to even make the team. To be honest with you, I think there's gonna be some guys that are not gonna be on the roster that were starters last year. And it's the fact that there was no competition. We were just throwing any warm body out there for the most part because we just had such a shitty talent team. You know, this year could be different big time because with these guys we drafted, these are guys that are going to have an impact immediately.
Oh, they're going to push these guys. They're going to push these guys immediately as soon as they get out there. Like, you know what? If you're not going to do it, I'll do it.
Yep, there will be starters on last year's roster that will be fighting by their fingertips to hang on to this roster and be part of the 53. You know, there's going to be a lot of odd men out here. I'm telling you, this is going to be all like a whole new team with all the free agents we brought in and all these draft picks. Man, I'm excited, to be honest with you. I'm excited to see who makes the team and who doesn't, and who starts.
I can think of one right now. It's probably on the way out the door now. So that's DCAM. He's probably on the way out.
And he spent most of the year last year injured too.
Yeah, I think but we don't know. We'll see how it goes. So that pick was great. But like you said, the 4th round picks usually are rotational pieces or camp bodies. But him in the 4th round, just like I said, if it doesn't work out, it's like we pick Arnett. You know, we did him the 1st round. We come in there on a waste of time, wasted pick.
Yeah. So
we're good.
We just didn't do enough character investigation on some players back then.
No, he was a Gruden grinder. Really.
Yeah, a Gruden grinder. Oh no! Hey, I remember what he said about Arnett. Basically, it was Jeff Okudah that was on the other side, and then basically he was like, "Yeah, but what's his name was getting all the attention, so he was, you know, what I mean, seeing all the throws and stuff like that because they weren't throwing to the other side."
Right.
I think it was Jeff Okudah.
Well, wouldn't that be the same thing that happened to Namdi? When Namdi was here, people didn't throw to him because he was that good. So the other corner got all the fucking work.
Yeah, Stanford Route was getting next.
Yeah, you know.
I was saying it was Greedy last year. They went to a side. They throw it in. They said Greedy got burned so many times. Well, they didn't throw a Stokes side because Stokes going to do. They threw the Greedy side and test him out, and they won. They just won. They got an A plus for that because he got burned so many times.
I think, in all honesty, I think Porter stays because he was our pick last year, and that's a spy tech guy. I think anybody that wasn't here or that's not a pick from spy tech's regime is going to be in danger, because it happens every year on all these teams when a new guy comes in. If there's any holdovers from the old regime that just they don't feel as well working out, they're going to get rid of them. And I think Porter stays, but I think some of the other guys are going to be gone.
Yeah.
Kaibu Kelly's gone already anyway, so bye-bye.
This is not my guy. I didn't hire you, so I can get rid of you. So bye.
I mean, they addressed our major needs. That's how I look at it, And that also tells me that, now that they're moving Laki Tassi to defense at nose tackle, I think when it comes to that zero technique, I think that they feel as though he can fill that spot. And in all honesty, that's an easy spot for him to learn, being so new to the sport, because it's basically just treat it like a rugby scrum. You take on as many blockers as you can. You plug up as many holes. You just be that disruptor in the middle. Just you're big, you're mean, you're strong. Just go beat up the guy in front of you. Just don't get a penalty.
That's what I talked about Friday night. Me and Jack and that man. We said, Lakatos go back defensive nose guard or line where he should have been last year.
Yeah.
Because there's no really scheme set. All you got to do, the ball set height, just go for it.
Get him.
That's it. There's no run this way, run that way, no counter. Height, boom, go. He's big, strong, and he's fast.
370 is crazy, bro. 370. And this whole time we were asking for 340 from McDonald, what I'm saying, like all this, and then we had it the whole time.
Yeah, there you go, Jack. See man, destroy man. And that's it. That's the mentality he has. That's what a nose tackle does. Plain and simple. The only one that I've seen in a long time that does even more is like Dexter Lawrence. I mean, the guy's got 30 plus sacks already as a nose tackle. That's a crazy stat for a nose tackle. That shows you how dominating he is in the middle. 30 sacks. That's just a little under half of what Max has, and he's a defensive edge. He's an edge rusher, and he's got almost half of what Max has already. And you're a nose tackle? That's crazy. That's fucking crazy numbers. So Laki Tassi, I think he was short for the offense anyway, based on what we brought in free agency with Linderbaum. So right there already moved someone else out of the way. And then what we did in the draft too. So moving it, because they moved him before the draft, if I'm not mistaken. They moved him back to defense prior to. So they had a plan. They definitely had a plan. So by doing that already showed that they probably weren't going to take it. We just never looked into it enough. We never read into it. That's why we weren't taking a DT.
That's why I said, you know what, we don't need McDonald because we do have a couple of nose tackles. We got guys that can play that position. So why are we gonna waste a draft on that?
You got a guy that's bigger and stronger than McDonald. Like Jason just said, you got a guy that's bigger and stronger than McDonald.
Yeah.
Young room.
Young, too. Yeah.
Lalu, Pegues, Tonka. You know what I mean? Guys that we.
And there's a name you haven't even mentioned yet, Butler.
Butler's still there.
All about Butler too. I mean, 805 would be ashamed of you right now because you didn't say Butler.
Yeah.
That's his guy.
805, if he was, he'll say something.
Wilkins had him messed up last year.
So I think that we're good on the nose tackle because we got a guy that can play, like you said, like Jack said, see man, hit man, or whatever. Plus, he's so big, you're gonna have to get two blockers on him.
Got to. Yeah.
Then that frees up the edges and the linebackers. When he can take on two blockers, you know what's gonna happen. That means somebody else is coming in there.
Mm-hmm.
So good. I see. Like I said, Spytech was playing 4D chess while everybody was playing checkers. Yeah. And we didn't see it. But now we saw it after the draft, like, wait a minute. Yeah. This all makes sense. Yeah.
Where were we getting gassed at? In the middle. You know what I mean? Like
I get what you're saying too about, is Laki Tassi going to be able to understand the, don't get baited, don't get the flags and everything. I think that's something that could be totally coachable.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
He's right in front of the ball, so he can't.
He'll be right. You just basically tell him you don't move don't listen to the cadence, don't listen to any of that. your eye is on that ball, and as soon or if you're looking straight up, you make sure you got it in your peripheral,
Yeah.
and you see that ball move, then you go. Because if the center moves whatsoever,
Yeah.
and he doesn't hike it, the rest are going to flag him anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
And he's big enough to have that recovery too. Because like it's not like you're gonna push him, you're not gonna push 370 around. So he could be a little bit more patient.
guys too.
Yeah.
You can just stand up and that's enough. So you just stand there like, whew.
Yeah. So he doesn't really have to worry about trying to get up because I mean he's gonna eat space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so they're gonna have to get two guys on him. So technically he's probably if they're smart on that side of the ball, they're gonna try to take him out. You know what I mean? Like not make him a factor, but you're gonna have to pick your poison because you got Max coming, you got people coming off that edge. So
Yeah,
Then you got the linebackers too, Walker and Dean. He can come in there. And you got Johnson who's playing nickel. He can come in. I mean, you got where's it looking like going to defense? It's not going to be a basic cover three. This plays soft zone. They probably play a lot of zone, but the defense is going to be so disguised. You know, because Jeff, Jason, we watched the games last year. We saw the same thing every down. The defense offense is like, oh, they're gonna do the same thing, and they predicted it. But now the offense is gonna be different. The defense is gonna be different just as well. They're gonna be disguised coverage. They're gonna be disguised blitzes. They're gonna be different things. Because Rob Leonard probably want to do this for years. Now's the opportunity to do it. He knows what he want to do. He the one that went to office and told Spytech, okay, well, Patrick Gamble, we need to do this coordinator and interview him. What you want to do? He said, look, I need some cornerbacks and with talent on my team, I want to play a 3-4. Get some more linebackers, get some more cornerback, and we can run this. And that's exactly what they did. Oops.
and Jack, I think Dalton Wagner is still the biggest on the team.
6'7" or
6'7", 348.
Actually, he's 6'8", 300. Oh, all right, maybe not in weight. He's 6'8", 318 pounds.
He's the tallest, maybe.
I don't mind the Dalton Wagner project. I kind of want to see it. I want to see
He's
what
too slow. That's the problem, though. He's too slow, man.
He's been there for years and he still been getting made the team. I mean, practice squad.
So,
And the thing about it, he on practice squad, nobody grabbed him. So
right now, if I'm looking at the depth chart, right, on our lads, Adam Butler is the actual starter at nose tackle. Then it's J.J. Pegues is his backup.
you want to bring it up, Jeff?
Robert Martin is the number 3, and Lockie Tassi is number 4.
You can add to the thing. I'll bring it up. So if you want to show it.
Yeah, Tassi's 6'6", 373. So he's 3 inches shorter, but he's like 60 pounds heavier.
fast feet too. I was gonna say I've seen him. That boy got
He
some-
played rugby. He can run. He's not a
Well,
runner.
you got to think of it this way too. All right, so Lockie Tassi's 6'6", but he's 373. Then you look at Dalton Wagner, 6'9", 318. Dalton Wagner's tall, but he's leaner. Okay, he doesn't look leaner, but he's leaner. So he's got a higher center of gravity too. Now Lockie Tassi's 6'6", so he's 6 inches taller than me at 373. So he's got a little bit shorter of a stature. So he's got a lower center of gravity, which is going to be even harder to move, especially when he's in a nose tackle position because he's down on all fours. You know, he's two sets of fingertips in the dirt in his cleats. That's it. And he's coming at you full bore, and he's already at such a low angle that he's going to be tough to move back. And with his rugby experience and scrums and everything, if he can turn into what we're hoping, good God. What's up, Ja Raider?
This is our second international player because I forgot that Lockie Tassi is one, and then we got the Tokyo Toe. So I wonder how that's. I mean, I know I'd rather have Lockie Tassi than Tokyo Toe. I know if we had to make a choice.
Well, the big thing is one of them has to make the 53.
Yeah.
Just one of them.
Yeah.
Because we can only have one per team. So right now it doesn't matter because it's still it doesn't count until you get to the 53-man roster. So I'm sure Matsusawa is going to be the kicker. I'd like to think he's going to beat him out. And so now if he gets signed to the 53, he's actually on the roster. He doesn't fall into the IPP at that point. Lockie Tassi is still under an exemption because he is an IPP.
Okay.
So And again, they both could make the team. They both could make the 53-man roster and be given the full contracts. Now they're off that IPP, and now we can have a different one if we wanted to.
Nice.
You know,
I like that.
I honestly think that there's
It's,
a good
Tommy's not IP guy. He's they actually UGFA. He wasn't in the program, is he?
No, he's in it. Yeah,
he's still an
He's in
international.
the program?
To Hawaii, still an
That's why
international.
I was like, damn, I forgot we had the other guy, the Nigerian player, but then I think he got injured or whatever, so we got rid of him. And then Laki Tati, I forgot he was part of that too.
I don't think he is IPP. I think he's actually he came from the University of Hawaii, and he's just a regular guy they brought in. I don't think he's part of the IPP program. His heritage from Japan, but he's not technically from Japan.
But then someone said he played in overseas. So.
No. He's from Hawaii. I don't think it's IPP. So you don't have one. But he played University of Hawaii. And they time as UDFA now because I looked at it, he's not an IPP guy because they're high hashtag that.
Okay. Somebody said that.
No, he's not IPP guy. I was like, wait a minute, no, he's not. He's just a regular guy.
Oh, well then cool, we good.
So we don't have one.
After going unselected in the 2026 NFL Draft, Matsuzawa was signed with the Las Vegas Raiders as an undrafted free agent. Matsuzawa is a member of the NFL's International Player Pathway class of 2026. He was drafted. Also, did you know he was drafted the other day too by the Saskatchewan Roughriders?
Yeah.
Overall in their draft.
Yeah, they did.
So, and this is why he's an international. He was born in Tokyo, Japan. Okay. So he is definitely from there. He's definitely from Tokyo. So he does qualify, and he is on the international player pathway.
Oh, so
and yes, we can only have 2 per team. But as far as, let me just look at the rules on that because I think it doesn't matter. Hold on.
I don't think it matters the number, but basically, we would have to cut Gay. No offense, but we'd have to cut him, and then he'd have to take that roster spot.
So here's the eligibility for this. So they have to be age 24 or younger. They have to be out of high school for at least 4 years. Did not play football at an American college. They could be any one of these. Now, ability to speak English, not a citizen of the U.S. or Canada, so he's a citizen of Japan. Must be available and eligible to travel to U.S. for 2 months from the first week of March. So roster regulations. Let's see. So it is so we can have both of these guys. The NFL has specific regulations for players that sign through the IPP. The teams to which each IPP player is assigned are allowed 91 players on their offseason rosters, one more than those teams that are participating in the IPP that year. At the point when the rosters need to be cut to 53 at the end of preseason, the participating teams must decide the status of their IPP players. So we can have multiple IPP players on our roster right now, but when we get to the 53, we can only have one. So if one of those 2 guys makes the roster, the 53-man roster, the other one can stay on the IPP. So we could have 6 IPP guys if we wanted to right now, but we're going to whittle it down to just 1 by the 53.
Okay.
So they can sign Laki Tasi and keep Tokyo Toe as IPP guy. Is that what you're saying, basically?
Correct. Or the other way around.
Oh, either way.
I honestly think Matsuzawa has a better chance of making this roster, only because there's 3 other guys ahead of Laki Tasi right now.
Yeah.
At the nose tackle, and Butler's one of them. So that means he has to beat out 2 other guys to even get to be the backup. So either way, we're not keeping 4 guys that are nose tackles on this roster. That ain't happening.
No, that's not. That don't make any sense. Anyway, so that's good news on the front. We're looking good. Like I said, we always look good on paper. Every year we look good on paper. We got to put out on the field. You know, there was mentioned that McCoy is out there practicing. Yeah, that's just a rookie minicamp. That went against the regular guys. That's not into OTAs. Let's see how he goes against the veterans. Let's see what he does. The other guy, the guy, the DE they drafted, look good on paper, look good in practice. We'll see. My main thing is that Okay, we're building up. We had great free agency. We had a great draft. Let's put it all together. And I hear the noise like, oh, Rare's going to the playoffs. Rare might be a playoff team. Stop that noise now. Because like you said, Jeff, you start doing that, we get high expectations. Like we want high expectations on Pete Carroll, and then all of a sudden, boom, it drops off. We don't go. We barely win 3 games. We should have went 2-15, but we went 3-14. So let's stop all that nonsense. Let's see this year. Let's put the product on the field and see this year and see how it goes. 6 games for me, I think I'll call it a winning season compared to the last 3 years.
Shit, if we win 1 game more than last year, that's a win. That's success.
Yeah, but it's not how we win, it's how we play on the field. If we're competitive in every damn game.
That's all I care.
Yeah.
I don't care how many wins or losses we have. I want to see a more cohesive team out there.
Yeah. Mahomes coming off.
Yeah, we can't have that KC game from last year. We only got 30 plays in the game. No, we can't have that. Because teams do 30 plays in 1 quarter. We do 30 plays in the whole game. We can't see that no more. I don't want to see that. Anyway, what time is it? Oh, yeah. It's almost time for lunch. It's almost time for dinner for you, Jeff.
I'm still got my breakfast over here. I've been eating the sausage links. That's about it.
Okay. Chad, any question want to ask Jeff? Like I said, we hashed all that in the beginning. Go back and watch it. Make sure you hit the likes on my station, Chris4Raiders, on Jeff's, of course. Definitely 4-1 Jeff Raider Jeff, and on Raider Nation Jason, or a Mara station. It might be hers now, probably starting tomorrow. But yeah. Any questions? Anything? Any response? Anything we want to talk about before we call this a wrap?
The only thing I got coming up this week is I mentioned it last night. We're taking a hiatus from the Most Notorious and the Raider Connection for the next pretty much the month of May. Thursday night on Raiders Coast to Coast with myself and LB Raider 10 Nathan. We're gonna have a special guest on. We're gonna have Brian Fowler on from All In Autumn Win. So we're gonna be interviewing him and asking him a bunch of questions, about last year and everything that's going on with him. I did get to hook up with him last week at the draft, so him and I talked. We had talked prior to the Super Bowl in the AFC Championship, but he was going to both those games plus the Super Bowl, so his time was limited then. So we finally reconnected last week at the draft, and him and I talked, and I said to him, I'll reach out to you after everybody's back home and settled in. So we talked yesterday on the phone for a little bit, so it's going to be a good show. I'm excited for that one. And then Friday night's my No Huddle, which covers all 32 NFL teams. So if anybody's a fan of any other team in the NFL, get in the chat on Friday nights. I do the live phone calls, and then Saturday nights, Raider Nation Voices with myself and Jason Downs. So that's about it.
Cool. All right, man. You guys stay tuned for those shows. Those shows are pretty good shows. Me and one thing we have it coming up. We have our not last, but we're going to take a break because we have our Cover 3 show, and our special going to be on the rookies defense. This will be the last one because we're going to take a break and get ready for Bakersfield. Okay, 805, what's up? All I know is Don is my favorite after Jeff.
That's all he kept saying the whole weekend. He goes, "We're like doing better than you." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, guys." Everybody loved her out there, which is awesome. I tell you, you know what? And this is one thing I didn't say on this show. A huge shout out to her with helping out while we were out there. I mean, she's like my producer when we're out there, when we're doing all these different things. She's over there passing out my stickers, talking up my shows. I mean, she's a producer, promoter. I mean, I didn't even have to ask her to do it. She just did it on her own. It's not like I said, "Hey, when we get there, this is what you're going to do." No, I didn't do that with her. She did that all on her own. I didn't say shit to her, So she's a trooper. She's an absolute trooper.
She's your rock and your manager, man.
We had a good time. You know what? Well, and I told her, I said, this isn't all about the whole draft experience. I said, this is also a time for you and I to go to a city we've never been to, see some of the sights, meet new people, and just have fun while we're out there. It was tiring. Yeah, we were exhausted by the end of it, but we got to meet so many new people, and she's very outgoing, so she'll pick up a conversation with anybody. She's like a polar opposite of me. I take a little bit before I come out of my shell sometimes. But she was right in there talking to people she never even met before, and it was great. She's awesome. She was absolutely amazing. So the shout out to her big time.
That was
And
awesome.
shout out to 805 and those guys showing up too. That was awesome to be able to meet them face to face. And Dante too. I talked to Dante before in chats, and he's been on shows with me in the past. And to actually meet these guys in person was pretty cool too. So.
Well, you couldn't meet severe face to face. So
At least I'm a little bit closer to his height than some of his. So I don't have to strain my neck that much. I could just kind of lift my eyes up a little bit.
Yeah, that's all I was saying though. Me and Jason gonna do our last Cover 3 show. We don't know if we're gonna be here or not. We'll see. But we're gonna after that, that'll be our last show until we get back from Bakersfield. And then we'll have some updates and all that stuff. But that'll be our last show. We might do, I don't know if we're gonna do a Sunday morning show. I have to discuss that with Jason, but we're gonna talk about the defensive picks, all 6 draft picks, and some of the UDFAs that we can discuss. Who will make team, who will not make teams. That's coming Tuesday night at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, 9:30 Jeff's time. So stay tuned for that. Jason, you got anything to say?
Man, just excited. Thanks, Jeff, for coming on. Appreciate you always.
Yeah, no problem, man. This was fun.
Yeah,
Definitely.
man. It's always good getting together, man.
A lot better than the last time the three of us were together. I was thinking about that this morning when I got up. I'm like, shit, man. The last time the three of us were together, it kind of didn't go so well.
Dang, that's crazy. I was gonna say
that
was the last time.
I try to forget that, but then you
man.
bring it up. Yeah, it was pretty. I didn't
Jason,
remember it.
you know what it was? In defense to Jason, he didn't realize how serious I was going to take his. Hey, just have fun with it. Just do what you want. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I try to forget all about that. It's still in the archives. Like
the mice were controlling a wheel in my head, and they just were going full speed. And I'm like, oh, we're gonna do this. We're gonna have fun with this.
Yeah,
so
you guys have fun with it. I didn't.
Dang, that's so
I didn't
crazy.
know-
That was
I
the
didn't-
last time.
I didn't know the game plan because he never told me what the game plan was.
That was the best part.
I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
That was the best part because I'm looking at the vertical on the side. All I can remember is when I would ask the question, I'm like, oh, we're gonna go start at the top, and then Chris would be at the bottom, and he'd flip himself to the top, and I'm like, you know what, Jason, why don't you answer that first? And then he'd be like, oh, go start with Jason, right? Every time I would ask that question, we're gonna start with Jason, right? Of course.
Only thing Jason told me, hey, we're gonna do a thing with Jeff stuff. Like, okay, cool. But he told you the game plan, gave you all the script. I had no script. I was like out the cold, like what the hell?
Oh, he gave me the script, but I went way off script.
Yeah, I was gonna say actually it kind of went,
I didn't even get the script. I didn't even get the premises of the whole show. I know what we were doing, but I didn't know how we're like, what the kicking man while he was down. And
That was probably one of the more fun shows I've done, but yet not so
you
much.
had fun with it. You and Jason had
I felt horrible after that though, because you and I didn't talk for like a week and a half.
No, I didn't talk to you. You called me.
Yeah, you didn't even reach out to me for like a week and a half. I'm like, I'll just let him go. When he's ready, he'll get back to me. That was, I think, the longest time stretch that we went without talking to you. It's so pissed.
Like, you guys
look at us now, huh? Look at us now.
If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, go back to one of their channels. And when was that?
No, it was not.
That was a long time ago. That was after
that was after we hired Pete Carroll, like a month after I hired Pete Carroll.
So a year from go back a year or so on either one of their channels and watch that show where I was on.
Watch that show. Do not watch that show.
Well, if you want full context of what happened, go. Yeah, Jason, you tell them. Go watch it.
Oh my god.
It's worth it. You watch Chris from being so happy, and now I'm on the show with them and talking, And then he just gives you that look of just pure disgust and piss.
Blew
He actually
my
left the show a few different times too, if I'm not mistaken.
I left the whole show. I said, I'm out of here. Shit,
Even for a while, it was Jason and I on the screen, and he'd be gone.
Was that before we started our shows? Was that? I was gonna say that was a while ago.
I think that
was
it Sunday. I think it was this show. It was a Sunday show, wasn't it?
No. It was during the week. It was like before we did Cover 3 shows. Started doing that. We did a couple shows together, but
that's right. Yeah, we just did
before we
some kind
started
of
Cover 3 shows.
Yeah,
that's right. It was before Chewy got involved.
Me and Jim had ass shows, but yeah. Oh man, that was right. Why'd you bring that up?
Oh, I had to. You know, you had to know that was coming up at some point.
I did not know that was the last thing. Maybe that's why it's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah. If I was rattling my cage, I didn't know what was going on. I said, what the hell? I want to ask a question. So you said, I remember one part of the show, you said, what does Pete Carroll mean? And I said, you said one word describe Pete Carroll. I said, I remember saying adults in the room. He said, that's more than one, Chris. Jason?
Yeah.
That's how I got started. Like, what the hell?
There was one you were like, you said, you ain't gonna let me answer it anyway. And then Jeff saw, all right, Jason, go ahead.
Yeah, because I say something, Jeff cut me off, y'all, Jason.
He's like, shit, I don't know why I'm answering anyway. He's like, Jeff ain't gonna let me.
You know what it is though? The best part was it wasn't even like on my. It was your StreamYard. You guys had control. And Chris could have cut me off at any time, and he never did. That was the funny part. I thought for sure he would have just like shut me up, like muted me or whatever. He didn't do anything. It's it wasn't even my StreamYard, and it was like I was controlling Chris like mystically. I was like, ooh.
Actually, at that point in time, I was administrator on the show, so I can control anything. I was invited to get on so I can do everything. So whenever it came up,
next episode, oh yeah.
Yeah, when it came out, I could do anything. I could believe me. I wanted to take you on the show immediately, but I couldn't.
This is Sparta.
All I gotta do is leave. Yeah, it's funny now, but then, boy, you talk about.
Oh, you were pissed.
Angry black man. Yeah, I was.
We had when he finally was ready to talk. We had like a serious like brotherly love type conversation. And I felt horrible. As soon as it was over, I felt horrible. I'm like, man, I didn't think he was going to take it that hard. I think Jason was just kind of like in the middle, like, what the hell is going on? But he was kind of going along with it for a while, and then it kind of got to the point where it was like, all right, I got to stop. Yeah. I mean, you even had a friend of yours reach out to you and say, what the fuck was my problem? Like, who's that asshole on with you guys?
Yeah. If I knew he was gonna do it like that, I would play along too. But I didn't know what, because he said, let's have an interview like, you just I say cool. Yeah. But then if I knew it was gonna go that far, I would play along. But
Jeff took it to
it was almost like a hit job. Like, what the? I'm trying to get started on YouTube, and you hit me up like, why am I getting a hit job?
You're like I'm part of.
Now you know better than to let me have free reign on a show like that, because I'm coming guns a-blazing for fun. Hey, we made great content that day. Knock it off. If you would have cut up some great shots from that, that's for sure. Chris in a meltdown.
Meltdown, shoot. I went totally nuclear, man. You talking meltdown?
I wish Chris had caught mine on video of me, but I'm so glad I didn't go live on day 2, because my plan was to go live on day 2, and boy, I would have looked like an ass.
Oh, Friday?
Yeah, that Friday where we talked.
Dude, man, you know what? Hold on, man. I'm gonna show you something right now. I'm not gonna show you the actual text. Well, I'm gonna show a screenshot of all with Jason, like just literally like.
Yeah. And in fact, read the text. I was gonna say it's that's exactly the build up to how I was feeling.
Okay, you know what? All right, I'll tell you what. I think I can bring him on the screen. Hold on, man. I'm gonna show you what Jason did. Let's see. Hold on, man. Let's see here.
Hurry up! I got pee.
Go ahead, man. You can tell him come back in.
I don't want him.
Fine. All right. Oh, I don't know if I can bring him up now. Let's see. Yeah, he had a total meltdown. You talking about meltdown? Let's see here.
I start getting emotional.
Emotional, dude. I thought Because I sent a phone said, dude, you need a hug?
I need-
No, I can't. I didn't want to bring it up. Anyway.
Yeah, I think like the all the people that went by, that was what got me. Like all the people that I wanted, and then we just other teams were getting them. That just on top of us not getting, it just was like, what the hell are we doing? Do we want a replay of last year, or what are we, But looking at it now, it looks a lot better than it did day two.
Oh, you know what? That's why I can't find it. You was on a group chat. I'm in your chat.
Oh yeah, we was in that group.
No, that's right. That's why I couldn't find it. Well, let's
Hey,
see.
I remember because we were all talking about like, damn, this draft is like, it's slow. It's not really.
There you go.
And then we went nuclear.
Let's see.
2 wins max. That's if that. So we want to just do the same thing as last year. I'm like, I'm not going through this again. I'm not going through all this losing again, man. Let's sit through all these losses just to do this thing again this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was like, yeah, okay.
So I'll be a Bay Area Panthers fan then. I just cut off. I noticed why a lot of the Raider fans, like the OG Raider fans, they don't watch football no more. They're I don't watch the NFL no more. But I don't know. It's always the older like Raider fans. They're like, yeah, I don't really pay attention to football.
I won't even bring it up. I had to re-broke my phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, basically,
But anyway, he had a serious meltdown.
Yeah.
Serious meltdown. He said, in words, not move the needle. What the hell are we doing? This is Friday, the picks.
Yeah.
He just went and it was nonstop. It was like each text was like 100 words or better. Each text was like, dude, are you okay?
I'm like, why the hell we need an edge rusher? We got hella edge rushers. I'm like, we need ETs, we need wide receivers, we need DBs. Like, why are we picking up? And then the Zoom. Like I said, I like Zoom as a player. I picked him too on a couple of mocks too. I like him as a player. It was just we passed. It was who we passed up. I like the dude. It was from Arizona, Ikenor, because like how you say was Zoom.
Ichinoa.
Yeah, that's who I wanted, bro. Because he's nasty. Like after the play, like he's that play after the whistle type. You know what I mean? Where he's still going. You know what I mean? And I think that's what it was when you have your heart set on certain players and then you don't get them. It just
like McDonald.
Yeah. That and then just seeing everybody get better, and then I'm like, what are we doing? Yeah.
Jason says this. He said, not move the needle like the S-Pig, but we missed out on McDonald, Ponds, OTs, DGs, both not loving this draft because it feels like we're taking the leftovers. That's what he said to me. And so when I said, so I text you back. Okay, that's what you do, dude. Want me to sell your ticket to Bakersfield? He said, no, I'm going, but
I'm like, no, I'm going, but I'm pissed. No, I was like, I'm going, but I'm not gonna like it.
And then after that, he said, 3 wins max.
Sell your ticket to Bakersfield?
Yeah, because he's like, because we're going to Bakersfield. He's like, are you? He's like, you don't want to go now? I'm like, no, I'm still going.
He said 3 wins max, and he was going crazy. I had to call him literally because I can keep on this damn text. Like, I can't type that fast.
I was like, I was like, how does this help Mendoza? How does this help? You know what I mean? How does this help the team now? Like, if we're getting pieces to back up other pieces,
Yeah,
I'm like, we should be getting players that are starters in these first 4 picks. Like,
he said, need Dunker to help Mendoza or Cousins. I mean, it was just.
That one got me too because Dunker was there too, and I was like, "Oh, I like Dunker."
But see, I like the Coon, the Zoom Coon, the Zoom pick better.
That was a good pick.
Yeah.
Than Dunker, to be honest with you, because Dunker is one dimensional.
Yeah,
Dunker is more just a pure guard. Maybe could play a little bit of tackle, possibly, but Zune has already proven that he can play all 5 spots. So I think for the value of where we got him and what he can possibly do, I think that was a no-brainer, 100%.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like as day 3 unraveled, because day 3 we got all our wishes. It was just backwards because we were thinking in those first couple rounds it would end up getting those top needs, and then we start going backwards. But then it's crazy because we hit everything. And what we thought we were going to get in the second round, we got this last pick with the DT. Goodness, why can't I think of his name right now? Cleveland. Yeah, we got him, and he, they're saying not too bad of a pick, for what it was. So I mean, but the Locky Tassi. So I see now why we didn't. Why they were able to trade, because other people wanted Houston. You know what I mean? Houston wanted to be gone. So
there you go. Here's a text. So,
oh damn.
So he said, we need Duncan and Mendoza. I said, so I can sell your ticket to Bakersfield. I'm going, not just happy with the picks. Hey, it was going crazy. The Red Nation tripping right now. They said Spy Tag is overrated. Yeah. I mean, he was just going crazy. Non-stop.
And then when Slaughter went to the Chargers, I was like, oh my God, there goes, because he could have been he was one of those multi-players too, like guard, tackle, center. Jacoby Lane. Yeah, Jacoby Lane gone too. Yeah, I was hot.
It was like back to
Chris said no fake. I was like, man, you must not know how last year went. I'm like, we gonna have the same damn team pretty much.
Yeah, I'm not feeling day 2. I agree. I'm like, geez, guys, calm down. Really, guys? Trust the process. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, we had no faith. It was PTSD, to be honest. It was PTSD from these prior drafts, and it was just like, oh, they're doing the same shit too. Like, but nah.
Jack say, they're just in love house.
I've been looking forward to this all year, man. We gone.
Yeah.
The Steelers got 2 stops. See, Max, that's who I wanted, was Max, man. That dude's a beast, bro. That's the Steelers got a good one right there. And they got Dunker, too, for the side of them. Yes,
yeah, so it was like as soon as I text him back and simple phone down. What now? Like, Jesus Christ, man.
I was like, this is bullshit. You see how this we just let that was hot. Because everybody was getting picked, and I'm like, damn it. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, I just wanted us to move up or something, like just to,
And then I couldn't talk. My wife said, ran the living room and said, who are you yelling at? I said, I'm trying to get Jason's attention. He wouldn't let me talk. Like, Jason, hold on, wait. I was trying to record that. It was like, ooh.
Chris said, he said, oh, you got to be patient. I'm like, Chris, I know what a good draft looks like. You know what I'm saying? This is not it. I'm like, we got Mendoza, and that's it. We got the safety. That's cool. We needed a safety. But I'm like, what are we doing getting depth pieces at our 3rd and 4th? You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And he's like, no, but you got to have patience. It's not even over yet. I'm like, it's basically over. You know what I mean?
I know that Tyree's going though.
It's a point right here in the chat.
That alone would have made a successful draft. That we traded him away and got a trade pick for him.
And it's a point in text. I was telling everybody what happened. He said, "Oh shit, we got an edge." I said, "Get defensive depth," and then I said, "Well, that means Wilson's out." Run the text. He said, but he wasn't listening.
Yeah, I was set. Boy, I was set. I told him too. I was like, "There's nothing you can say to convince me otherwise."
He did.
And then he was right. He was dead on it.
I said Wilson's out, and I said in the text, he's like, it was funny. I wish I recorded the conversation because that was even worse.
Yeah,
that was even worse. You're like, Jesus, do calm down, trust the process. You say trust the process. It's in our song, trust the process.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
If we go to the playoff, that would be good tape to play. You like, hey, Jason, remember this? And you said we weren't gonna do this.
Yeah.
And
especially if all those draft picks are actually starting in the game Go, hey, Jason, remember what you said? Look, here's
Yeah.
the starting roster, and here's who we drafted.
You said 3 wins max. We're 3-0. You already?
Yeah,
So
we got you on record, so yeah, you can't back out of it now.
Yeah. It's on the internet forever, unless
Yep.
you delete it.
Yeah.
But even
No,
then,
it's
it's
still, yeah, I took a screenshot, so he can't delete. I'm gonna bring it back up.
I'm like, damn it. No. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah,
and my
Yeah.
mother on her way over, so I gotta kind of.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're about out here too. I'm gonna go eat some. Well, shit,
Thank you guys both for having me on. That was fun. It's been good sharing the screen again with you, Chris. Again,
Anytime, Jeff. Anytime you want to come in, just let me know.
From the
Yeah.
top. Start from the top.
yeah, this was a fun show. This was fun. It was very relaxing. I like it when I can come in and just
Not take over nothing.
I don't have to control nothing. I can just sit here, got my hands folded in front of me, and just ask me a question, and I'll talk. And I love it.
That's what I told you when I talked to you about it. I said, Jeff, you've never really been a guest on the show. You've been like controlling most of the shows.
Yeah.
This time you come in as a guest, you can sit and relax, you can talk, everything else, and you have to do anything. We'll take care of all that. So anytime we come back in the show, man, you're always welcome, Jeff. Like I said, reiterate. If you guys saw the beginning, go back and watch the very beginning of the show, and me and Jeff talk about what's going on. So not gonna talk about it.
Yeah, there's no beef.
No, it's good. No, you know.
Closest to a beef we had on that show we just talked about a few minutes ago. So
Only beef I got around Jeff to bring up that damn history of me and Casper together. Like I thought to forget that.
That is crazy, dude. I'm like, damn, we gotta get together a little.
And then if there was a beef, that's the only time it happened with that one show. Other than that, everything was fine.
If you guys want to get to the beef, watch from the beginning. Rewatch.
Oh, yeah. Watch how the show goes from here to just go, woo, meaning Chris's demeanor. Not the show itself. The show stayed pretty solid all the way through. Just watch Chris go from up here, like so happy and excited that we're doing the show together. And then as the show goes on, Chris's momentum goes like this, blacks out and closes out a couple of times, comes back in. And then he's like, oh, yeah, you got it. Totally worth watching.
Man, it's funny now to look at it, but then it wasn't funny to me.
Oh, it was pretty funny that day too, but
well, not for me, it wasn't. You guys enjoyed the hell of it. I did.
For you, yes. For me,
I'm trying to go back. I'm trying to go back so I can see. Yeah, I'm gonna go see if I can find that show. Yeah, well, I can go to history and I can tell you. You guys go back and watch it. You'll find it hilarious. That was last year.
yeah, it was about a year ago.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see if I can find.
I feel like, you know what? I think it's the press conference show. I think we.
It is.
It was press conference. It was.
We literally have the us the press conference.
It was a press conference.
Yeah. And watch it be a year exactly. I think was that after Baker? No, I think it was after Bakersfield, if I'm not mistaken. Or no?
I think it was before.
Oh, okay. Any blunts
Well,
to go?
all right, I got to get out of here. Just everybody that hasn't subscribed or ring that bell or thumb up. Make sure you guys get over to both these guys' channels, Raider Nation Jason and Chris4Raiders. Chris is this close to getting to that next goal. We're going to get him to that 500. So I appreciate everybody that was on my channel too, but I got to go.
That's it, Jeff. Thanks for coming, brother. Much love to you, bro.
Enjoy breakfast too, Jeff.
Have me on. I appreciate it. That was fun.
Good show. Thank you, brother.
Later, guys.
Raiders.
All right. So I'm trying to find the link to that show. Put in the link. You guys go ahead and watch it. They had a good time, but I didn't. Okay, give me 1 second before we get out of here.
How'd you guys like Tim Brown showing Mendoza how to do the Raider chant? That was so cool. I love Tim Brown, man. Like, I swear, like, if you think of a Raider, I know we always think Charles Woodson too, but dang, man, Tim Brown, man, one of the ones, like, just cool ass dude. And then just to see him, working with Mendoza and just, getting him comfortable, getting him right. And yeah, great things to come. I'm excited. I really am. You know what I mean? I wonder, do you guys think we're going to do another one of those games that we did? Those preseason real life games, or was that just a Pete thing? Which is crazy how he pulled that off. Like, we've never done that before. And then, for us to have that was kind of cool. Oh my 510. Salute.
Look, I'm looking for that show. Give me a minute.
I repeat.
I'm getting close to it. What was it called?
It was was it the presser? Press conference? It's a picture of me and you on the stage, you know, sitting there with the Raider tees, like the presser. Let me see. I can check. Check too. Oh,
Geno
shit.
Smith person. So that was after we got Geno Smith, right?
Dang. Geno.
I can't find it.
Let me see. Ooh, many lives ago.
Well, I'll find it and I'll post it on Tuesday night. We do a Tuesday night show.
Yeah, I got
Hey,
you.
oh
It's,
my. What's going on? Man, I can't find it. I know it's here. I said look deep into it.
yeah. Oh, here it goes. I got you right here.
Post it.
You want me to IG?
No, put it in the chat so they can see it.
Oh, got you. My bad. I'm a little slow. I'm a little on the slow side. I'm,
No, you didn't have your morning coffee yet.
I'm a little on the Zamir side. There we go. Bam. The presser. And then I'll put it in the thing so you can see.
Is that it?
Yep.
Anybody, you guys take that link down and copy it. That's a show that Jeff and Jason was talking about. That I had my total meltdown. Literally had a meltdown. You go back and watch that show. It was funny to them, but was not funny to me because I didn't know what was going on. I just couldn't deal with it. But yeah, you can copy that link, go to YouTube and watch it. I watch it now. It's funny, but then it wasn't. But you guys get a kick out of it. That's last time me, Jeff, and Jason was on the same show together. So go ahead and enjoy that while you can, because I'm gonna make sure it gets banned permanently from YouTube.
He's there. Watch it now before it's gone.
Yeah, before it's out of here.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna get out of here. Stay tuned for Tuesday night. Me, Renee, Jason. Like I said, we waiting on Chewy. Chewy has some things going on. We can't discuss that over the air because that's his personal business. We might have a special guest. So if anybody wants to come in the show, either hit me up on IG or IG and let me know you can be a special guest on the show because we have 3 people on the show. Just let me know. All right. I am Chris4Raiders. That's Amara. And the other guy the guy behind him is Raider Nation Jason. Thanks for joining us. Special thanks to my boy Raider Jeff. 401 Raider Jeff. Thanks for coming in and sharing his experience with the draft. And until then, guys, we'll see you Tuesday. Like we always say. What do we say, Jason? All right, guys. Until Tuesday night, we'll see ya. Have a good Sunday morning. Enjoy your family. Be safe and be careful. See ya.
Yes, sir.
Raider Nation Jason. Chris4Raiders. Chewy, and this the Cover 3 show. Raider Nation Jason. Chris4Raiders. Chewy, and this the Cover 3 show. Raider Nation Jason. Chris4Raiders. Chewy, and this the Cover 3 show. Raider